Greetings, one and all, to this week's... I don't know why I'm doing the weird voice. This is me being tired. Greetings, everyone, to this week's episode of Tenno Clock. I am your regular host, Xeno, and I'm joined with my partner in crime, my partner in crime, Murder Dr. Loz, who's still all of the Warframe's first VTuber. Can we just claim that? I just want to claim that.
We'll claim that in case anyone else tries to steal it. Then we'll fight for it.
Yeah.
So then, already needed.
Yeah, this is episode 374 of 10 o'clock. We're not going to skip a number because we skipped a week, but... Right.
No, yes. Computer now with massive fans.
Well, should we talk about that in a moment
Sure.
with Dojo Dusting?
So
first things first, that we always do every week, is emblems.
Yes, you win.
Emblems. I don't know if your brain is engaged. Hit the fucking button for the emblems.
Do you know, right? We've sorted this out now with all these cool buttons that are really cool, and I've been out of scheme for a week. For some reason, I now believe it to be self-aware and it'll just do it all by itself without me having to push anything. That's my job.
We had a rough first take, so it's fine. So there we go. We got the emblems. Yeah. So mine's actually on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, it's off angle.
It's one of those poses that they got the arms like
the poses. Where it's like this, like, I'm standing talking to someone. Look at me talk to somebody, and then they go, and then they're back to this as their idol. Like, okay, I'm talking to somebody. Yes, this is the good pose so that you can get attention to somebody, and then you go every 5 seconds. And so it's me and Xeno going, right, stay still. Oh, God, he's fucking limping out again. Okay, right, he's back, stay still, and F6.
Yeah. But genuinely, before we started, Loz and I were like, what the fuck is Loz's emblem?
Oh,
we don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's some kind of animal There's antlers on top. They're looking to, camera left.
Yes.
And
so
they've got long hair. It's really hard to tell though, because it's like that one,
like down here. I think if anyone can decipher that better, please let me know. I mean, normally for the effort that goes into most emblems, if you look carefully at it, it's really good. I mean, it's got a lovely purple halo around it. It's correctly done in the border, so it doesn't look like it's trapped by the square. But I cannot, for the life of me, work out what
it is
supposed to be.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Well, that's it for... Oh, no, but if you wish to win 75 Platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll see these emblems. And along with... oh, my God, my brain is off as well. I'm not going to lie. Right. Questions, polls, free Plat giveaway, link in description. Go fill it out. Be entered into the free Plat giveaway. Get 75 Plat in 2 weeks' time for your platform of choice. Make sure you spell your name right. Job done! Right.
We are so out of practice, just 1 week off. I think we're better when we came back for Christmas than this 1 week off.
I don't know. I think Valheim's really corrupting our brain. You know, we're just playing way too late in the night. Right.
We need more copper.
Now we're going to move into Dojo Dusting.
I don't have to tap anything for that.
I think that's 3 minutes. Yeah, 3. Right, so we're moving into Dojo Dusting now. So this may be a little bit controversial because now we're out of sync with the odd episodes being the Plat giveaways. It's now going to be the even episodes. Really confusing. Basically,
should we skip next week so it goes back in order?
No. So this week's giveaway is based on just last episode's polls. So from 2 weeks ago. So only like one lot of people that, voted in. So for this week's Plat giveaway, we have the Awesome Todd for PC, Big Beard Bear 93 for PlayStation 4, La Hodase Loca. I honestly don't know if I'm pronouncing that, for Xbox One, and Tucker Wins for Nintendo Switch. So, congratulations, people. You will be receiving 75 Platinum for your respective consoles or platforms straight into your Warframe account. I think they give a little message in your inbox saying congratulations, you've won these but I honestly don't know, because I've never won any of these things, so like I have no idea what it looks like.
That'd be bad. And this week's competition winner is me.
I always wondered like what stops any content creator from going like, oh yeah, the God, Prime Access giveaway. Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
yeah. Congratulations myself on winning this platinum. Oh wow, I just love it. It's amazing. You did a good job of answering your own quiz and picking yourself. Oh well, it's completely random.
Yeah. Right. So next point of Dojo Dusting. My words, seriously. Right. So we're reaching out to content creators to have on the show. Thus far, I have reached out to Cold Scars and MC Gamer CZ. In all honesty, I'm not quite sure who to have on. I'm kind of out of the loop of who is still doing Warframe-based content.
Yeah.
And if anyone here has any suggestions, like maybe Zandy, maybe, that's the problem. I don't know.
Zandy
right?
still does content. I am literally trying to relearn Warframe through Zandy. That's how. When I do start doing my videos, what the videos are going to be, I am going to try and explain how a modern device used for analyzing metabolism of cells works, and I think I'll be able to do that easier than a basic understanding of Warframe to someone who doesn't understand it for modding. Because seriously, Warframe modding is getting out of hand. I feel you need like, I don't know, more than a PhD at this point to do Warframe modding. God.
Okay,
like the amount of mods, it's like, I'm just like, so I went, okay, I'll make a build. I'll get sounds like, I'll update my build. So okay, I'll put this on. Yeah, look, that's what I use. There we go, like that. And then we'll get to the comments later. Somebody's like, Loz, your Warframe Excalibur build is awful. Please, can I submit builds? Which I'll come back to later. And 2, then I go watch like Zandy's Excalibur build, and I'm like, I didn't know about that mod. What is that? What?
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what Zandy's thoughts are on my Oberon. Yeah.
Maybe that'd be a fun thing to get on. You can criticize our builds.
And he'd be like, no, this is trash. This is hot trash. And I'm like, but my Oberon.
But that's how I play the game. Yeah, well, you're playing the game wrong.
My Oberon.
My Oberon.
Right. So, but actually basing off of what you just said, there is now the ability to submit builds into the polls.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the footage that you're watching now, I'm pretty sure this is the footage from what we did 2 weeks ago.
Right, yes.
So this doesn't have any of the builds in it. So if people are like wondering, well, where's my build? Like, yes. Yeah, we took this footage 2 weeks ago. So everything's off tilter. But if you wish to submit a build, go on to, oh God, what was the name of the website? I've hard limited it, so it can only be one website. Overframe.gg. Put a build together, link it into the polls, and I'll be handing them all to Loz. I think some of them are different, like weapons that Loz won't necessarily have.
Well, the only thing I wouldn't have that I can't easily get is some combination build, but I'll build some of them, to be honest, if I need to.
Yeah, I think
someone's like catch moon plus this. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm putting nice.
No, it's stuff like Kuva weapons and stuff.
Oh, okay, yes, I probably won't have those.
Yeah, the first one is the Kuva com build. Then we got the
right. But what we'll do, we'll save those, and I will actually. I'm sorry, I've barely done. I really have just gone like liches. Why? So that we'll put those aside, and it'll encourage me to actually go do liches more.
Yep. I mean, we could create a list and just work our way through them.
These will appear in the footage of the video in the future.
Yep.
There was one in the comments as well, but so from now on, which I will add to the list. From now on, though, we submit them on the Which website is it? The polls. So on the same from the polls, is there like a box when you submit your thing?
Yes, yeah. So it asks for a link to the overframe.gg build. If anyone has any requests for whitelisting any other websites, please let me know and I'll include them.
Okay.
But yeah, the last thing I wanted was like someone put some like bit.ly link in and then it leads to someone with a virus.
Ah, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Does that mean that people can only submit one build every 2 weeks?
Currently, yes.
Cool. Okay, just so everyone's clear.
If people want to say, could we actually submit 3 builds again? Right, I'm open to negotiation.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think maybe that's actually a good thing because it means that when I do the footage, I'm not like trying to fit 7 builds into a 2-hour thing. You know, that I can give a good amount of thing, like 3 or 4 per. I don't know. We'll see how many we get. That'll be fun. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be cool. 5. So wow, cool.
All right. Where the frickety frack are we?
Explaining computer from last week.
Yes, you do that.
Okay, cool. So just so everyone's aware, where did we go last week? We were streaming with Nazeth on his Twitch on the Friday, and then we were like, it's kind of like 2, 3 in the morning. Let's record 10 o'clock on the Sunday rather than the normal Saturday.
It was they dropped the Warframe.
Oh yes,
the Railjack update.
Yes, it wasn't because we were playing.
We got topics about that. So let's on Saturday spend time playing Railjack.
Yes,
so that and then
so we can have a chance to play it. So we are up to speed as well. Log on Saturday morning. Turn on my computer. I'm like, okay, Xeno's not up yet. I'm gonna just eat some cereal. I'm going to just watch some YouTubes. I'm like, why is my computer having a terrible time? Just some YouTube. It was like, chonk, 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 chonk. What's the CPU temp? 99 degrees. CPU cooler's dead and leaking. So I scan. Amazing company.
Scan.co.uk.
Yes, for the UK. If you want computer parts in the UK, go to Scan. Seriously, I ordered it on the Sunday. I was like, oh, what to do on Saturday? Sunday, I was like, okay, I'll just order some stupid expensive thing. It was here on Monday.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's good. So there we go. So yes, computer is now super cooled by a massive fan. Very much optimized. So that makes me quite confident. And yeah, we're good to go. So we're good to go for now. So that shouldn't happen again. I can't cross my fingers, so I'll just
for the foreseeable.
I'll just cross my fingers like that. There we go. Fingers crossed. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Bam. Yep. So that's that.
So it came like midweek. You got it installed on the Tuesday, but I thought, you know what, we don't need the added stress of trying to record an episode during the week.
Oh
so,
no.
Yeah, we just write it off. Right. So that was the story of Loz's computer exploding. Now we're gonna highlight. So we're talking about getting Zale back on the show and things. And we've got a few lore questions. This might be my bad that I've not been pimping this enough, or that there might be some fuck up that I didn't know I had done yet again. But feel free to ask lore questions that we can talk to Zale about in an upcoming episode. I haven't pinned when we're going to do it because I think we've only got like 4 or 5 questions in the thing. But if we could get a few more, then I can talk to Zale about when we can actually do the episode. Right.
Cool. He must be looking forward to the next patch.
I honestly, I'm uncertain because I think he's a little burnt out. And then last thing, actually, sorry, just the last episode was the first episode we did the additional lore, so the topic episodes.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but the activity seemed pretty damn good. So I think we'll be keeping that up.
Oh, yeah. So if anyone don't know, last week we tested it and it was a terrible week 2 weeks ago, sorry, we tested it.
Yeah.
Wasn't really a great week to test it based on the topics we had, and they were kind of and people were like, why are these now doing like this? So we're now cutting out these topics. So if you don't want to watch the whole 4.5 hours to 2 o'clock of 10 o'clock, 2.5 hours? Yeah, of 10 o'clock, you can just watch the cut out individual episodes. Some people are like, but I don't want to watch this. I want to watch 10 o'clock. Yeah, well, 10 o'clock's not going away. It's to give people more variety. And for some people, they don't want to. So I imagine for most people, they're just doing something on their job and they put a podcast in and they just listen or play Warframe or do something like that. Other people just probably want to watch the topic, or is like, oh, I don't care about that first topic. They're talking about nullifiers again and they're always wrong about that. that the second topic is about Lunaro, and I'm interested to see what they might say. So I just want to watch that one video.
Yeah, it's also to help the algorithm, the search algorithm, and it also is a potential entry because, like, if you think about this, we're currently 15 minutes in, and we haven't got to the topics yet.
We ramble.
New users might go like, "What the fuck?" Like, if I was new to this, I'd instantly turn off.
Yes. Yeah.
So that has a potential of going like, "Hey, check this out," because I've had that with so many other things like the Game Grumps. I saw this stupid animation. I fell in love with this animation. Then I watched what it was from, and then ever since I've just been watching Game Grumps.
Yes.
So it's to allow people to maybe get into 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because I'm hoping that instead of seeing the 10 o'clock episode in there recommended, which I'll be like 10 o'clock episode 300 and blah, 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 and think, oh, well, I'm not going to get into that. 300 odd episodes. I don't even know what it is. Instead, they see one that says, DE is, I don't know, some clickbaity title that we're going to get from Reddit about, I don't know, DE is destroying Warframe, and that'll subtly be the title of it, and they'll be like, oh, what's that about? And then it goes straight to that topic of what they wanted, and they're like, oh, what are these idiots? These idiots have made a video. Ooh, where are they? What, the podcast? Oh, let's watch that. Ooh, yeah. Hook people in.
But don't worry, the actual 10 o'clock episode will remain intact. You don't have to watch the topic episodes. Right?
No. Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's just cut out things. Also, if people know another reason to do it is I've seen so many podcasts I watch do this exact thing. So if they do it, working for them, might be good for us.
Yeah.
That's our plan. Yeah.
Right. So, moving on to the war report.
Yes.
There we go. Right. So unfortunately, oh god, I seriously, I click off this thing for 2 seconds and then it bloody resets itself, or I'm a spoon. And right. Okay. So, what do I have on my docket? So obviously, update 29.10. That came out
for PC.
For PC. So there's a Trello board with all the upcoming, fixes or stuff that they have already changed. That's still available, and I think it's weird because in the notes that they sent me, they got bug bounties. I'm like, are they rewarding people for finding bugs? I'm not entirely sure. Console plans. Call of Tempestari is currently in development for consoles, in addition to the content that from update 29.10 on PC. Expect Sevagoth and the Call of Tempestari quest. Keep update on the official thread over there, right? And that there was a dev stream. That's all the news that I currently know of.
Right, that's fair enough. Yeah, so also coming to the new Xbox build is in place. They're trying to work on that.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
That was the XS. Sorry, the SX rather.
SX. Okay, yes, that's in the works for anyone playing on that platform.
So they called the Xbox called it the SS. I'm like, yes, yep. That's not going to potentially cause any problems at all with World War II. Good job. And then the SX. I'm like, someone's just going to put an E in there, right? You just, come on. I mean, it's begging for it. Right. So, so Xbox platform. No, I'm not wrong, though.
No, you're like, no. I was despairing humanity.
Their naming convention is just atrocious. Just stick with numbers like PlayStation. What PlayStation are we on, Loz? The fifth one.
The fifth one.
That's not hard to know.
And there's no sub-generations that they just do a slimline or something. There's no PS4 NX 13 / Alpha B version.
I swear. The Xbox 360 was supposed to be the Xbox 180, right? But like, it's the 360. Like, you realize that's still facing the same direction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's not supposed to be about that you've traveled 360, is that it covers 360 was supposed to be the thing. Because it was kind of the first one where they turned it into more of a media platform as well.
That don't make sense.
Why not?
Who says covers 360?
No, but I think that's sort of the Like, why 360? Well, we cover 360 degrees of your media life. It's probably going to be the media spiel of it.
Oh, yeah. And they have to pay for it. But, right, so.
Yeah.
But regardless of that. Anything else for...
I did, and then we started talking about that. I've gotten lost. I had another point. I didn't write it down. Dang it.
In-game, out-of-game.
In-game. It was something from the dev stream on news, but it'll probably come up in the dev stream stuff, so we'll just move on.
Cool. Right, so let's move on to the topics. So we got a couple of topics today. We didn't want to just leave you with just the dev stream because we didn't do last week's episode as well. Right. Cool. So our topics for today, press the first button. Good, sir. Dev stream 153, which happened 2 days ago for us, 3 days ago for when this episode goes live. And topic 2. Oh, wait. Are we gonna do that one? I thought we were gonna do the other one.
I just put the ones that are on there. You want topic 3, do you?
Yeah, just do 3.
Okay. That one?
It's not working. Press it again. Is that button not rigged up?
Tapping a button.
Pause.
Oh. Wait. Paused.
Right. There we go. We got it all sorted.
We discovered an evil bug hidden in the stuff, and it was killing my CPU. Dead now. Slew the beast.
Not the CPU, the bug.
Yes.
Right. CPU is still here. Right.
Good.
Okay. So, and our second topic, even though it says topic 3, our second topic is our reimbursement leaves the Railjack much weaker than they previously were. Right. I love how past and present tense are mixed.
Oh, you didn't tell me to push topic 3, which now works.
Already on topic 3.
Does it? Oh, wait, good. Well done. Okay, topics off.
All right. So, yes, go to topic 1. Is
that working?
Yes, yeah. Right. Okay. So, I need to edit this. Wait, that says 22. Shit, I got maybe that might have been 20. Right, okay. So yeah, so
let's get on and talk about that dev stream.
Right, okay, cool. So Thalian's giving me very big comprehensive notes again. I love you, Thalian. Right. So Easter update. So the Easter update is coming this week as of the release of 10 o'clock. I probably shouldn't have read that out loud. In time for Easter weekend, this is the annual mini event that brings with it temporary cosmetics like the Spring Step ephemera and Bunny Ears cosmetic headgear. While these are temporary, they usually only cost about 1 credit to unlock for the limited time, and there is an opportunity to purchase the Easter color palette, which is permanent.
April is apparently going to be exciting. I do know on this, they actually brought up how people keep asking, can we have these Easter ears be permanent? And they said, no, we don't want to. And I love the 2 reasons they gave to it. It's like, 1, it makes them special when they turn up. Yes! Having silly cosmetics is fine, but if they're limited in the window, they're just for that period. And it's cool when they turn up, because each go, oh, now I can put the bunny ears on. Now I can put the mustachio on. Now the Christmas stuff's all bloody permanent. I don't know why, but it makes it special when it comes back.
The decorations aren't permanent though.
The ability to buy them isn't permanent, but they last forever if you have them.
As long as you don't turn them off.
Yeah, exactly.
If you turn them off, you can't get them back.
But still, it was brilliant they said that, and I wish they'd kept that policy throughout, because then it's special when these things turn up and it feels special instead of like, I can get my bloody candy cane out permanently and my Jingle Bell Knuckles. It's just silly. But anyway, that's cool. Exciting Easter. Next point.
Right.
Ooh.
2 graphs were shown at the beginning of the stream.
The first graph was apparently not exciting because it didn't have enough lines, and then the second one was more exciting because it had more lines. I thought they were both exciting graphs. Graphs or graphs? Graphs.
All right. The first was a simple showing of that over time, only around 60% of that having started the Protea Deadlock Protocol quest have actually finished it. DE are looking into making the quest a little easier to complete in the future. The second graph, hold on, really? Like,
I'm surprised by this.
Are really people having that much of a problem with the Protea quest?
Apparently.
I wonder what they may have said, but I wonder when people sort of like give up on the quest.
I thought the graph showed an increase, like they changed something, and after that point, it was now easier.
No. It did get better, but still, like, I don't think it's 100%.
No, it wasn't great. Yeah.
Maybe it's because like people just won't go back to it or anything like that. Right. So the second graph was shown to illustrate the changes in usage of battle avionics after the Railjack update. It showed that the tether avionic has quickly dropped to 4th place usage from being the standout leader for nearly a year. This is obviously thanks to the nerf in its function that now changes it to a pure tether and not a wide area damage pool. The new lead in the usage is the Seeker Volley, although not by much as tether led before, which is more available thanks to the new energy system for Railjack. While the next used are Shatterburst, the AoE damage over time function, and Blackout Pulse. Nobody used or now uses Phoenix Blaze despite the buff.
Pretty interesting to watch because the graph has like when they did the update, and after the update, there's a small upsurge in almost everything because obviously everyone was seeing what works now, and then most of the things go back to literally the null value almost of never used. But this time 3 came out of it, at least slightly used. Now, something gets me though is that if they have that kind of data, it's clear that in that window, everyone tried them out and saw that only one of them was the best again and whatever. Why don't we get a week-on-week little changes to the ones at the bottom? Here's what I expect you to happen now, right? There won't be another change or buff to this until maybe Tempestrati comes out, and then we won't see another one after that for a year. I don't get why we can't have small week-to-week iterations on PC to test, hey, let's push this bigger, let's push this number higher this time, see what people think. Or even just for 1 month. But instead, it's the same thing with the focus system. I bet you could pull the same graph out of the focus system, and they should do, let's say the start of a month, so that people get time to change it and see if it's good or not. Here's a set of changes. We're going to reassess them in the month. That should be every month, instead of once a year.
I honestly don't know, because I feel that there is such a huge anti-push towards change.
But only because people aren't used to it. If people expected an update at the start of the month that might play around, and obviously don't just nerf the good ones, maybe just small buffs on the weaker ones, and maybe they'll see a little bit of an uptake. So that graph literally has like almost all but 3 of them. You could tie them in a little knot at the bottom. Even if they were gaining 5 or 10% compared to the other massive ones, that's fine. That's fine. They'd have niche uses. That's what you want to at least give them niche uses, whereas now they're clearly just forgotten.
Things like House Serration is just permanently in everyone's mods loadouts.
And that's a slightly different issue, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a slightly different issue. But, yeah, no, you have a fair point. I think as long as they're small increment changes...
Well, the update's been out for, what, 2 weeks now, basically?
Yeah.
And that graph is already cemented, and it would only probably, if you give it more time, is only just going to push in that direction more. That as more people discover Seeker Volley, that will just slowly ramp up higher and higher now. So the data is almost complete on that. 2 weeks of testing done. Let's do some adjustments. And do another 2 weeks.
The thing for me is making sure that the changes are subtle enough and flexible enough for the player base. Because, it's hard for me to say. Because to me, it's like, they've changed this. I don't like it anymore. I'm going to use this other thing. You can easily do that within Warframe. But older style games, the worst offender for this was Diablo 2. When Blizzard would change how certain abilities worked within their cookie cutter build style talent tree system, you had to start your character from scratch.
Okay, that's a unique situation, though. Yeah, that's not how. But
my point is that I just hope that the players realize that, oh yeah, okay, well, I'll just swap it.
Yeah.
Instead of, but we do see a lot of tantrums on.
But again, if it was, let's say, first week of the month is the week where the changes appear, everyone will know this is where things will change, and people will get used to it. It's only now people, I think, have gotten too used to the fact that things only change once a year. That's why change is seen as bad, because they get so long goes by with them getting used to a thing being like that. They don't understand that it could change. Normally we get one update a year on a lot of things. If maybe even longer, let's say focus. Anyway, let's move on to the next point.
Cool. Yep. All right, next point. Call of Tempestari is coming in April. Woo! The update brings with it all the previous Railjack changes from 29.10 to consoles, including the update to the Xbox Series X, it's SX and SS. Meaning the next gen Xbox consoles has finally passed cert on the game. The Call of the Tempestari quest for Sevagoth is the headliner for the update, and the promised content even includes a new villain.
I don't think they used the word villain. I think they used antagonist.
They're not talking about Vala, are they?
I think they are. I think they are.
Was Vala supposed to be a new villain?
I don't know, but see, that's the thing. You're saying they use. Aliens wrote the word villain.
Okay,
I don't think they used the word villain.
I thought they just said Vala was a new character, like a really prominent character.
I think they also said they were going to show a bit of a teaser about the new antagonist of the quest, and then they showed the trailer for the thing, and it was just Vala.
Oh, okay.
I see the thing is, I'm just guessing, purely guessing. Yeah. I imagine, because they said there's going to be a story and a reason behind why this corporate ship led by her is looking for it. And it could be like it was her family, like great-grandfather, she's looking for a history of it. But it'll come down to, first we'll be helping her, but then it'll turn out that she'll turn against us, but not really because I'll kill Tenno, but because she wants to save the ship for herself for her own reasons. Something like that, where it's not a bit morally grey.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like an antagonist.
Exactly. Well, no, they are the antagonist of the story, but they are not the villain. That makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah. Continuing on, Rebecca explained that Sevagoth's quest is going to be the way we acquire his Plex card.
Is it Plex or Prex?
Prex. There is actually an R.
Oh.
The quest means that the frame is not having a Laverian entry, as the time invested on the story that would usually go into the Laverian has instead is used for the quest. So the Prex card will drop from the quest itself. Sevagoth's alt helm was shown off as well. Unfortunately, this is not in any way aircraft carrier themed.
I see you, Thalion. See you.
Thank you, Thalion.
I see you. No, bad Thalion.
No, because I said that it's normal. It's like Sevagoth's normal head is the aircraft carrier.
Watching you.
Right. The 8th year anniversary content drop is coming in April as well. Exact dates to follow. This will bring with it all the previously released Dex gear, the 3 weapons, Excalibur skin, Lisette skin, the Syandana, all to drop from alerts. The new cosmetic of the year is Rhino Dex.
I do think I missed one of because you can get the weapons again and again every year. I do think I missed one year, but I can add to my collection. Woo.
That may have been the year you were focusing on your PhD.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Mirage Deluxe work in progress sculpt was shown off. They actually believe that this is going to be included with the Call of Tempestari and will come with its own deluxe animations if the animators don't die of overwork. Right? Cool. So, going into the main QA portion, and
oh yes,
per your request, right? Thalion has tried to capture the questions, right, that were asked before the explanations. Yeah,
right.
So
cool.
The question: are we ever going to be able to have a single squad simulation simultaneously run the Railjack and on the ship missions? Right, so basically, is there going to be this divergence? Scott explained why we're not going to have that, and they're not planning to implement it. Simultaneous instances of Railjack and the running of defense, exterminate, volatile missions, it comes down to the AI spawning, where it's currently impossible to run both on the current engine because the game is not built to be able to sustain a consistent spawn rate of the different teams. For example, if the Railjack decides to jump into the point of interest, they may cause multiple enemies to spawn there and slow the rate of spawns in the defense mission to a crawl, or cause no fighters to spawn in the Railjack mission portion. The engine currently can't handle it, and this is something that we've spoken about. How right now you're in an environment which is a Grineer asteroid cannon thing. I don't know where the feck you are right now in the footage, but the point is, like, there's no enemies around you. There's absolutely none, right?
Yeah.
The game does better now
because I've had to go a few of the missions. So you go and you do your Railjack stuff, and then you have to park your Railjack, and the mission begins when everyone enters the Corpus ship, doesn't it?
Not just that. If the majority of people are in the Corpus, the airlock for the capital ship, it will bring everyone to the capital ship.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I've not said everyone's got an airlock,
so,
but I assume that's because then when everyone goes and does that portion, the game can focus on providing you a better experience in that ship now, because it doesn't have to worry about spawning and wasting AI on Railjack ships flying around, and so then you get a good experience of that, but you've got no one on the Railjack, so it is kind of a shame, but that's cool. Maybe it's time for Warframe 2. Build it from the ground up. Well, see, that would be a good reason for it. That kind of thing, expanding the engine or making it do something different like that, if needed.
One thing really interesting, like Thalian really highlighted this to me, and I thought this, like, holy shit, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
So before he joined our clan, he used to be part of a clan that did like loads of endurance runs and things like this, and his clan worked out that typically there's only ever like 30 enemies in the environment at any one point in time. So when you kill one, another one is instantly spawned somewhere else. Right. So you think you're actually engaging, I don't know what, hundreds of enemies at any one time, but realistically you're actually just engaging the same 30 again and again and again. Right. So if you've got a nullifier in that pool of enemies, then you'll only ever have one nullifier at a time.
Right.
Yeah, does that make sense?
You can have multiple nullifiers.
Yeah, it can grow and change over the course, but it's typically just from a pool of 30. So, like, I don't know, wave 20 of a defense, it will swap out some of the enemies from the pool, but it will only be a small subset pool. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, I think actually the way defenses work is it has let's say a set box of enemies, but what you're saying is it will only pull 30 at a time from the box and onto the board.
Yes.
Right.
But it will always be those same 30.
Maybe for the endless missions, yeah, but I've not like defense. Yeah. That's not how defense works, because defense has a limited pool, I think, per wave.
No. But as soon as you kill one, right? So say that the wave is like 100 enemies, right? Not all 100 will be spawned at the same time.
No, yes, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So you only get the 30, and then it will just cycle through them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it won't say like, oh yeah, we have to go we have to go through 5 nullifiers for no. It's just you got to kill X many things.
I think defense actually I think the way defense works is it actually has X many of unit per thing, because there was talk years ago about affecting the way the wave works, so that later in each defense wave the bigger units would turn up and things like that. I don't think defense works like that. Survival though, yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. I will take your word for it, Tyler.
I remember that was years ago and years ago.
No, I mean, like, I totally believe that. Right, so let's move on to unless you have anything else.
No, let's move on.
Well, right. Ooh. Are you ever going to remove the overheated penalty from rank 10 of the gunnery intrinsic? Scott wants to keep it for now. The drawback of obtaining the rank 10 of gunnery, because he believes that the benefit of the rank 10 auto aim, the benefit of rank 10 is auto aim and needs to be balanced in some way. So he thinks the increased overheat speed for the weapon is currently a good balance.
Do I read the editor's note?
Yeah, go for it.
For reference, the reason many people want this drawback removed is that with the new rank 9 introducing the ability to reload overheated weapons in 0.5 seconds, the overheat penalty is purely a nerf to the magazine size on the guns. On PC at least, the auto-aim function is completely unnecessary, although on console this may be a much bigger function for players to earn. On one hand, PC privilege is very clear, on the other, grinding to rank 10 takes a long time and having a drawback on what should be the top rank seems rather short-sighted. It should be a buff. You can turn on and off. Because to be honest, right, though I haven't jumped on some railjack guns in a while, the one thing that just really annoys me about railjack guns is overheat. I think they should have just no heat mechanic.
That really depends on which guns you have.
Yeah, I know, but with this, it means that all the guns will overheat. The overheat mechanic is I don't know, maybe there should be a mini game to flush coolant and things, or you should get so many coolant charges or something. Because it just goes, you almost don't want to shoot because you're sitting there going, oh yeah, play with the heat bar, shoot once, wait, shoot once, wait, shoot once, wait. I hate it.
I think your avionics should really... Not avionics, sorry. Your plexus, your harness, your personal railjack mods. I really think that they should have a huge influence on the playstyle of how you engage with railjack. Like, you know, no. Like, really emphasizes one playstyle. Like, you know, I'm going to be the pilot, so you know, give me mods that are just about maneuvering. Yeah. Like increase the turning speed of the railjack, increase the blink distance of the railjack. So yeah, I could still take the weapon mods, right? Or I could really heavily focus on the piloting mods, or vice versa. Give me mods that are for mainly gunnery. Yeah. So, you know, it decreased the...
I think, have you looked at the mods?
I've looked at a chunk of them. I honestly don't know how many mods there are.
Like turret damage, I do believe is a mod. So
yeah, no, turret damage is a mod, right? But why isn't there a cooldown reduction mod for overheat for the side gun or the ventral and dorsal gun?
Oh, maybe for different guns. Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe they'll add more mods. You're saying you want lots of more niche mods that are strong, but only for one role.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe even like literally dorsal turret heat cooldowns. That only work for one turret.
Well, dorsal or ventral, right?
Yeah. But literally it meant you could only use that on one turret, so it's really specific. Okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Because you know, again, you could have a mod which is like, oh, you know, only use 10% of the Revelite, right? Instead of, but the thing is, you have to choose, do I want to run around and deal with the repairs?
Yeah, so you get, let's say, reduces Revelite usage by 90%, reduces turret damage by 90%.
Sure, yeah, I'm 100% down for that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So trade-offs and things. Yeah, it sounds cool.
How does that sound? Yeah,
options, I love options. Yeah.
Right. Moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
Can we use the forward artillery while piloting? They're thinking about it, allowing the AI to operate the forward artillery while you are solo, but not thinking that the pilot should be able to operate the forward artillery from the pilot seat. 100% do not give the forward artillery to the pilot seat, because otherwise the pilot, like, everyone will just want to pilot. They won't need to leave their seat.
But how do solo players blow up cruise ships?
Well, they park their railjack,
right?
Like a team does right now. They park their railjack. They get out. They jump into the big cannon and they shoot the big cannon.
Right.
The problem right now,
in that time, the cruise ship repaired its engines and moved out of view. You then have to get out of that gun to go back onto the thing.
That's really quick repair.
Could be, you know, harder missions. Right. Maybe you didn't take all the engines.
The big problem right now, which is not covered here, is the fact that when the pilot gets out of when the solo player gets out of the pilot seat, gets in the main cannon, one of the crewmen will jump into the pilot seat and then move the fucking railjack.
Yeah.
Right? That's the biggest problem right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm totally on board for getting the AI to deal with the big cannon instead.
Again, why can't the solo-only player have an option to ask? But basically, it is giving the solo player control of the gun, but only by signaling to the NPC to shoot the gun. And it's only on the solo player. I don't get why. Yeah, maybe it can't be done, but just the solo player has the option to do that.
I think it should be done. I think basically what you should do is, I've never actually tried this. Can you use the marker button to actually while you're piloting? Because if you could, use like mark that ship right now, blow it up.
Yeah, maybe that's what you. Yeah, add it in as a signal thing on the operator panel or whatever, the operations panel. And that way, I'd like that ship blown up. And that way it actually can work for people when you've got a team of 4 with friends, and then people know to shoot the gun, but it'll also be a hook for them to hook the NPC's AI in to go, I'll shoot the gun now.
Yeah.
Because if you do have NPCs, do they ever shoot that gun?
No,
I assume they never shoot that gun. Yeah, exactly. So add an emote, which is someone shoot the main cannon, and that'll actually allow them to hook that in for the NPC. But also, players when they've got friends would be able to just yell that and be like, "No, no."
Right.
All of these are not issues for moi because it's just bugs still. I mean, they've done a whole year's worth of effort, and you just can't. I just can't rank up above rank 2 gunnery. I don't know what it is.
You promised you weren't going to pull that shit anymore.
Well, I was going to, but I also said we should make a thing of it. But so
I thought you were going to turn around and say, yeah, but then my PC exploded, so that doesn't count.
I tried and it blew up my PC. Clearly bugged. Good one.
The last week's arbiters, we actually made a joke of it. Like, basically, you're faking the fact that your machine's broken, so you don't have to get in.
Oh, really? I'm gonna have to watch this episode now.
Right. Okay. What rewards are being looked at for the new Railjack system to keep it more on par with the rest of the game? Sheldon discussed the topic of more evergreen rewards for the new Railjack content, and apparently the decision is being delayed until new void storms are being implemented with the Call of Tempestari. It's also something that may be addressed in the Corpus Lich system, or when that's released with the new weapons in the same vein as the Kuva weapons, to provide re-grind incentive. At the very least, the Void Storms, at the very least, with the Void Storms, you'll be able to use Railjack missions to crack relics, meaning that you can accomplish more than the base game's goals within Railjack.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No, so they're gonna be adding more of these things in. I'm really looking forward to the ability to do relics, because that is whoever in the meeting, there must have been a meeting somewhere where someone said, hey, why don't we be able to do this? Such a good call that way you can just, because people are obviously always running relics, always trying to do it. It's one of the major things of the game. So being able to move that to Railjack, and to be honest, I think it should be more efficient than the normal version of doing it. I'm sorry, it just needs to be. It will cement Railjack as being an important function of the game.
I completely concur.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is that Railjack missions are... I was talking to Michelle about this in the Framecast episode this week, or last week, technically. To me, the majority of Warframe's missions, they feel like a bite-sized sandwich meal kind of thing. But with the Railjack missions, they feel more like a full, hearty supper meal kind of thing. They're really big, heavy, packed full of content. And I don't want to run too many in a single go. And so to cement what you're saying, because I don't want to keep running the Railjack missions constantly, I would very much be on board for the whole, make it so that the void relics, the cracking the relics is so much better in Railjack. Yeah.
Yeah, it would also give you more goals to aim for, which I think that might be finally the capstone in Railjack being a. I'm going to still say completed base product. I still think it's got more to grow, but like it will be the final part of the pie to make it a complete package. Still need sprinkles.
Right. Okay. Can liches be more than just defenders, allies on the Railjack? A quick mention was made about allowing liches to be more than just the defender type crew on the on-call if you have the rank 9 in the command intrinsics. The major limitation of liches is that their model is very, very different from that of the Warframe and the NPC crew. So animations and custom harness position. Wait. Oh, right. So I imagine that's like the skeleton rigging sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Positions would have to be made to fit the different models. They're working on it.
So the lich is because the lich is a modular system which has different attachments all over the place. So it would just go jank when it's trying to do functions that the normal models. Just for most models in Warframe, it's just a 2-part thing: the body and then the head. That's it. So it's literally one object, 2 object, and so anything that they interact with, it's only got one model to deal with. I imagine the liches are made of 8, 9 different components. So how would that all jank together?
I'm a little confused by this because they want the I don't know what the on-call thing does, but
I don't know either because I don't have that one ranked up much. I haven't had a chance to look at that.
I mean, what's so difficult about
I'm guessing, and I apologize because people are like, "God, they don't know anything." God, but I'm sorry. I've been leveling my other ones. I've leveled it to 5 and went right. Yeah, that's enough for now. I'll come back to it, but I'm gonna guess because I haven't looked at it and I don't remember off the top of my head. Is that it allows you to put people to do different jobs because they can only be put to defender. They can't do piloting. I don't think they can do. Yeah, I mean, piloting is going to be the big one because piloting it's got to be in the rig like this. And you probably can't assign it to be on call to jump into the pilot seat because it goes, no, I'm just going to stand here and be a defender.
Right. Good shout.
It's going to stand there and go, wait, it's going to stand there and go, I don't see any crew pods smashing in, no one to kill, I'm just going to do nothing.
So place the on-call crew gear item in the player's inventory to summon one assigned crew member to appear in the non-Railjack mission for up to 3 minutes. His has infinite uses with a 10-minute cooldown. The crew member assigned to be on the on-call must be actively assigned in a Railjack role to be not on standby to become okay.
And the only role you can put them in is defender, which I assume must be for defending the ship, not for. I assume the other ones must be like piloting and things.
Right.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That's kind of cool. I want that. I want to level up to that now. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Cool. Yeah. Oh, they're going to fix it. It's just an oversight. It's going to be cool. Move on. Let's move on.
I think mine's 7 or 8. I can't remember.
Spender. I know my piloting's 10. Yeah.
my piloting's 10 as well.
Yeah.
My engineering's 0. I just haven't done it.
Oh no, mine's I think I 10 for piloting, 5 for gunnery. No, sorry, 2 for gunnery, 5 for engineering, and 5 for what's the last? 5 for command and 5 for. What am I missing? What's the first one?
Tactical.
5 on tactical.
I think
I've been lazy.
7, 10, 7, 0, 7. I think. Not sure. Anyway, moving on.
We're going to be playing more though, because I'm looking forward.
Yeah, it's so much better, right?
If we don't get distracted by Vikings and mining to get that copper.
Right. Will we ever be able to equip different guns? All right, to the 2 different gunnery positions, so ventral and dorsal. Scott explained that when they got around to the further updates, players will be able to equip different guns for multiple positions, and that the forward artillery position will also have access to regular gun turrets so that the player is not useless while manning that station.
Yeah. I've always felt that position was so overstated. That literally you go down there just to shoot the big gun.
Yeah.
Like, surely that should have just been combined with one of the turrets.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that. But I'm like, do we need 3 guns? Do we need 3 turrets? I mean, there's only 4 players.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just fuse that into one of the turrets.
Yeah. Are we ever going to get more updates to operators to make them more integrated with the game after all we're our operators, not our warframes? On the topic of operators...
Just want to change something. Yep. Maybe it would have been cool if one of the turrets shot the main gun and the other turret was like the defensive turret that had a defensive version of a super weapon.
Oh, what? Like you put up a shield barrier?
Yeah,
sort of
like it has, but it takes charges like the main gun takes charges. So it has to, like, it's got an ammo for that. They could run off the same ammo.
But I one thing I will say is that ammo, right? It should only deplete when it's being hit.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right. So, like, you know, you could turn on the shield, and then it can. So, God, what's the Corpus cruise ships? I don't know if you've encountered them at higher levels, but at higher levels, they actually have this shield that covers their rear, and it moves around. It actually follows you to get in between, and it's really, really cool. But there's a little bit of delay, so you can try and shoot out that shield.
Hey, why can't the defensive turret have that shield? That sounds
exactly
cool.
That's so you could actually just go like, oh yep, gonna cover that side, gonna cover that side, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
you know, and they could be something that, you know, maybe there's a mod that for both of them, the shield side and the turret side, where if you're shooting, if the say it's on the vent the dorsal shield, so the dorsal turret has the shield, the ventral turret has the cannon, right? If you fire the turret of the ventral side through the shield of the dorsal side, right, it does more damage.
Whoa.
So the two of could you just like
a Volt shield, kind
of like a Volt shield, but it doesn't work for the turret of the dorsal side. Yeah, so the dorsal doesn't have that huge buff by itself. It has to be a collaboration thing.
Yeah, no. What you yeah, no, yeah. Well, you mean shooting the main cannon, not the normal guns, yeah, through the shield?
No, I mean shooting the normal guns.
Nah, let's just make it shoot the main gun.
The main cannon just shoots everything. It just destroys anything anyway.
Yeah, but my one worry is then you're slaving the defense turret to the offensive turret, and so the offensive turret will be like, just follow me around. I want to shoot that. Follow me around, shoot that. Why are you not following me around? I want my damage buff.
You could say it the other way as well.
Why?
Well, the defense shield is like, okay, I'm protecting us from that big thing over there. Shoot that big thing over there. Why aren't you shooting that big thing over there? Oh, so you mean
as the offensive turret shoots through the defense turret, that then gives the damage buff to the defense turret as well?
Could do that as well, yeah.
Weird. Maybe, I don't know. But I think just, first of all, just take that, get rid of that main gun turret.
Yeah, agreed.
It's just...
Cool. So let's now go back to what we're talking about. Are we ever going to get more updates to operators to make them more integrated with the game? After all, we're our operators, not our warframes. On the topic of operators, whether they're going to be updated again to become more an integral part of the game. Steve made another one of his hint reactions. This may mean that the new war update also features changes to the operators or more integration between operators and Warframe gameplay, but they all seem to be like close-lipped. So we've done
Third
this.
Dimension. Only operators.
Seriously. Like the problem is, like, you're trying to get everything in one space to compete with each other. You know what? Oh God, seriously, please, for the love of God! Like, I don't know if anyone is hearing this. Give us another plane of existence for our operators to interact with.
For operator combat, for designed operator combat, which the Warframe cannot access. Someone has to go in the operator to do that. That then has effects on the normal world. That way, it gives the operators their niche. It affects the main gameplay. You can, if you want, try it for some situations, just try and ignore that phase of existence, but then it's going to make your normal play harder. Obviously, tailor it for single player, solo, whatever. Japs, that's not, but it allows the operators to exist in a way where they're competing against enemies, and there's not just somebody behind. It's like, yes, you could use that operator amp, but I have a whip.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's dead. Oh, well, that's nice, little shiny Tenno person. Now teleport me over there.
and this is why I feel like this is the problem that exists already with Warframes and Necromax, right? Right now, the only
sorry, I want to change that from whip to I have nunchucks. I have a fan.
Oh god, no, the fan's better.
I have a spoon. The Chev is a spoon. My spoon is more deadly than your crazy psionic weapon.
I have a can opener. Right.
More deadly.
Right. But right now, I feel that this is a problem between Necromax and Warframes. Right, it will only get compounded worse. If you add in operators as well.
Oh yeah, but now with this update, Necromax are now in that pool of, right, you're in a situation, you've got these many enemies, how do you deal with it? Operators are on that list. Arc gun is on that list. Your normal primary, secondary melee is on that list. Your Warframe is on that list. And now the Necromech is on that list of available options.
I really feel
there's too many.
I really feel that needs to be a change in maybe like Armor 2.0 or some shit like this, where Necromax, right? Shots from Necromax do damage based on the armor. So there could be like runners and things. Yeah, you could kill them with a Necromech, but not as effectively as with a Warframe. But if you have, introduce bigger, nasty, like, the Juggernaut, right? What happens if Juggernaut is more susceptible to damage from a Necromech, right? Later on, when you get to higher levels of freaking Juggernauts and you have to spend days trying to kill the damn thing, right? Just pop your Necromech, blast the thing to shit.
Yeah.
I really think that we've said that make the Necromechs feel like a tank or things like that, and we've had negative reaction towards this. Why not just change the enemies then, so that there's different armor types, and that there already is, but they're susceptible to damage from different things.
Well, the tricky thing is, though, and the fall you in, you then have to give a reason why at those stages the Necromech isn't. This is what you should do. That there are enemies that are not weak to the Necromechs. You have to use the Warframe to have its niche in the combat field. The tank should deal with the tank targets, but then the infantry are coming, and your Necromech should not be as efficient at dealing with that as your can opener.
But I feel that maybe there's enemies that are susceptible to both sides of it.
Yes, that's how it should be if it was balanced. There'd be
So it's a spectrum, and I think that fucking hell, just bullshit an answer to why this is the thing. But the important things about operators, though, give us that third plane of combat.
Well, that's the only thing I think we're doing it is then add an area of play which literally only the operator can reach, because that's what it needs. The operator needs something that feels substantial. It's the operator. Necromechs are cool, and Necromechs kind of have fighting sentience as their thing, and now they have a special mission type as well, which has come back, which is cool. But what operators never had that. They had fighting eidolons, and that was it.
I think also just to point out that the operator or multiple operators should only really be fighting like maybe one enemy at a time in this plane of existence. Right?
But they'd be like multifaceted with like different bits with limbs opening up and things like that. And that would then each section, or they knock on a section off. They don't kill the whole thing, they just knock a section off, but then that affects the normal world where like the enemies become not invincible anymore, or they get debuffed or something, or an area of damage disappears or something,
If you want to make it a lore thing, right, why not have it that these are constructs, Orokin constructs,
neural sentries.
Ballas, that Ballas is, when you can say that, but Ballas is deploying to fuck with and the only way to get to them
is
into
the void.
Your operator.
Into the void.
He's basically shoved them into void pockets.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Or that from the... I see, this is the question of how does the void work? It's not really clear. Is it a sector that you enter, you can only enter here into subspace, or is it subspace everywhere? So there is a void version of every point. So you'd either have it that he deploys the neural operator to that point, let's say on Earth, to mess with you, or you have it that in the void they're then channeling energy to that point on Earth. But either way, you enter the void to fight them. It then affects the normal world.
My suspicion is it's the latter.
Yes, yeah. Then that would be a good way of making it work. Yeah, but that would be so cool. And seeing as we've got all this stuff with Railjack and operating in multiple areas, it should be able to be done.
Yep. Right. Should we move on to the next part?
Yeah. Could you imagine?
I just like
maybe to get into the void, you need like 2 operators to like shoot across the beams, open a portal. Across the beam. Sorry, I'm talking across the beams.
But I like that, but problem, multiple players are required for that, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you can have like a special one for solo players. They have a different... That's fine. You can go up the law thing of like that they carry an item which isn't actually expended, but it can only sustain one player in exposition sort of thing.
Sure.
Too much load with multiple people. Is Scarlet Spear ever coming back?
Yeah, okay, cool. It's Scarlet Spear. Right, the devs discussed Scarlet Spear and the potential bringing it back. Sheldon thinks that with some updates to the tech and the methods that were used in the event, he would be happy to bring it back, which the others and the stream chat agreed with. So Scarlet Spear, tweaked and adjusted to be less janky, is likely to return.
They did make a fair point of how I think that was their first update from working from home. When Scarlet Spear was released.
Yes.
And so obviously there was issues with jank because they were still... I mean, if they did it now, like if they had to release Scarlet Spear, I imagine they'd be better because they're now streamlined to workflow from home. Whereas this was, we don't really appreciate that. If there was going to be disruption when you are now working from home and trying to make the same product, that was when it was going to be the big issue.
Yeah.
Whereas now they could probably deal with it better.
I think...
you think?
I feel that Scarlet Spear can come back, but the biggest crux of the whole situation with... what's the name of the damn thing? Squad Link is making sure that, it can exist in this big faceted group dynamic situation, but it also needs to exist in a small one-to-one situation as well. Does that make sense? No. Okay, fine. So right now they have one centralized they will have a server that is communicating amongst the different squads.
What you're saying is just optimize it, make it better, yeah?
No, not just that.
It's fine. I don't think you really need to explain it. Just make it better for what situation? Solo players, did you say? No. Just 2 squads. Cool. Okay. Right. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. That would be a goal, right? You don't need to go too much into it because it's got to be a whole can of worms, isn't it? So yeah. So make it better when it's working with low squad capacity. That'd be a thing to do. Because the big thing is, then you could have just regular missions do squad link stuff. That'd be the dream. Yeah. Anyway, right. Cool. So I didn't want you to... I could see you were going to explain this completely, but we shall move on. I know, right. At the end of the Q&A, Rebecca finished up the stream by showing off the teaser for the Call of Tempestari that leads on to the next update, the Corpus Queen pins. The video only featured the mostly stational preview of the character called Vala, the captain of the Corpus vessel that is seeking to the Tempestari, and included a short preview of the song for the quest. Please note that the phrase "seeking the Tempestari" appears to confirm that the Tempestari is the ghost ship of the Warframe universe, similar to the myths of the Flying Dutchman that they mentioned in the previous dev stream. Can I just say, because this is the thing, when they announced Corpus Queen pins, it's like all female Corpus, it's like, okay, that's cool. And now they're like, named female Corpus character. And I'm like, finally! I've been wanting for this for years. We have been really wanting for this because they got a Killer de Therm for the Grineer years ago. And obviously it's cool the Corpus have all these proxies, but it's like, you're looking at it, you're like, And there were so many cool concepts people were putting on the forums. I remember years ago we showed them of female corpus bosses or villains or characters to put in. And it's like, no. Oh, what's that? Frodbeck? No. What's that? What's the new dude called? I forget the new dude's name.
Pavel Scranum.
It's like, okay, I can see what you're getting at, but can we have a female one? It'd be cool.
Can we have a lady?
Oh, lady. Corpus lady. It's cool.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit concerned though, because I feel that the Avala will end up becoming a unique faction, similar to Steel Meridian.
That's fine.
I
know what you mean. Don't.
Corpus.
Yeah, I feel she'd be kind of like Maru, quite niche and quite small, right? But I'm going to take the win for what it is. I'm happy we've got it, right? Maybe in the future, I would like to see more because I think, I don't know, I just think it'd be interesting, even if it's something of just like Davo's mum or something. I think it'd be funny. I see what you mean. Yeah, I want to take it as a good first start, but we'd like to see more. Yeah, named characters. I think it's really cool. I just think it's interesting because you can see the whole way of most of the, I don't mean to anything, but the male corpus, they're all like, money hungry in different ways. They run the but I suppose Granum was a bit different, but I just think it'd be funny. I just think it'd be not funny, and it could be funny, it could be cool, it could be interesting. We wanted it for years, so it's great to finally see it, and I'm going to take that as the win.
Right. So I think we're done with
that.
This
is our
topic.
overview of the last Warframe dev stream, I do believe.
Cool. Should we move on to topic 2?
Yes. Let us move on to the next topic to talk about. I push the button. The topic appears. We are talking about what?
We are going to be talking about our topic 3, number 3.
Oh.
Hit 3. Yeah, we're not doing 2. We'll leave that for the next week. Right. Our reimbursement leaves Railjack much weaker than they previously were. So, right, we're going to go into this. Cool. Right. The Plexus mods have more capacity, meaning they will need oh god, my brain's just right. The Plexus mods have more capacity, meaning we will need to former the Plexus a bunch and to add insult, all the mods you previously maxed come to at 6/ oh my god, this is so hard to read. 6 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 fused ranks. I got 40k in Endo reimbursed and had to spend over 210k Endo and 6 million credits just to get my mods to the same state they were. Except I can't. Oh my god.
I got 40k Embo reimbursed and had to spend over 210k Endo and 6 million credits just to get my mods to the same state they were. Except, I still can't fit those mods on because I need to burn more former. Yeah?
Yeah.
I felt you very tired. Very tired, Xeno.
No, like I was just struggling to read with so many ands in one sentence and no commas and oh my god. Right.
Now,
how do we feel about this?
My initial response, and I'm gonna say my initial response, and then I'm gonna try and flip my mind over to this player. So my initial knee jerk is, I'm sorry, but yeah, you can have to spend some former. This is now in line with the rest of Warframe's functions. It'll now be expandable. It's now a much better system. Get over it, right? That's my initial knee jerk. That might be mean, right? So let's feel it from their point of view. So they've been playing their Railjack for a while. They maxed out everything. They have it running well. They felt they were at the peak and they would make it work right. Now, they have to spend former to... They can rank them higher now, so they can get more power out of the system than they did before. But they have to spend former, Endo, and credits to do it. That'll take time and resources.
Yeah.
I find it really hard to get on this side's point of view. Because I know we are very guilty of being very one-sided people and being very divisive and say people are just wrong. People are just wrong. Shut up, people. We're right. So I want to try and get that point of view, but I can appreciate it's going to cost you resources, right? But the system is now expanded. There is more to do. There is more things you can get from it. DE can now expand it easier. It's easier to understand for new players. There's so many pluses. I can't understand the cons apart from they have to spend resources, and now they have to go play the game to reform it and things. It's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Yeah, you're gonna have to spend some resources. I mean, maybe if you're a mid to early player, yeah, let's do it this way. So you're a mid to early player, and you've got other things you're desperately needing to spend your endo and credits on. It's going to be hard to make that decision, and you're gonna have to use your resources. There we go. There's a fair thing. If they are one of those players. Let's say they were a mid-tier player, a mid-game player. I don't know how to say things, but they're not. They haven't got abundance resources of everything, and now they're going to have to make a choice. They're the form of their weapon that they've just got. Maybe they've just bought Prime Access or something, or they've just gotten the new weapon from Prime Access because they've farmed it, and now all of a sudden they have to make a choice. Well, I've only got 5 former left. Do I have to form with this, or do I want to form with my gun? That's fair enough. Warframe's going to go on forever at this rate, and so yeah, you're going to have to spend some time in it. I don't see how they've lost out apart from they're gonna have to spend some more time. They're gonna have to spend some more resources. Yep. But that's the negatives. That's the only 2 negatives I can see. But there's so many more positives that we are achieving, and now you have to play the game more, and you've got more things to get. What's your feels? What's your thinks? We don't feel, we think. We have no emotion.
Yeah. My computer core is telling me cry me a river. No, it's harsh, don't get me wrong.
That's why I want to try and think of this from their point of view, because we do sometimes just knee jerk and go like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. We're right.
No, I mean, so there is some validity to this. So
yes.
One is I was the top dog, now I'm no longer the top dog.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, there's that.
Right. Then there's, I need to get former. In order to get former, I have to do the not Railjack content.
That is fair, and that's a good point. Yes, fair. But at least we know that is going to be addressed within a decent time span sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Well, if you're a console player, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, literally, this won't be an issue for console players.
Come out. Yeah. So it's just for PC. I
mean, if you're short on credits and short on endo, I can understand that'd be an issue. But you've now got more reasons to play the game.
Technically, I'm short on credits because I just spent 40 million on more Prime pedestals. The audible slap. Right. Don't break your headset. You already broke your PC. The sense that the avionics turning into mods, going from max ranked to 6 out of 10 or 4 out of 10, again, I don't really care, because this is stuff for you to do. Oh, I only got 40k endo, but I had to spend 210k endo. Again, is endo realistically a thing that you're low on? I mean,
yeah.
I get that there are a lot of players out there that don't necessarily want to. I feel that there are a lot of players that play Warframe that don't play it for the game itself. They only play it for the growth, right? So as soon as they've grown to a certain point, they stop playing. We know someone that as soon as they got to max level in World of Warcraft, they just unsubscribe. And like, but you've gotten to the point where you can do stuff with other people. Yeah, I don't care about that. Unsubscribe.
Just to think though, they say, here's a crux at another point of it. I had to spend 210k endo and 6 million credits just to get mods to the same state they were. Now, did they they have rebalanced, in my understanding, a hell of a lot of Railjack.
Yeah.
They're saying the state they were in was because I had them maxed.
Yeah.
This is where I might be proven completely wrong, and this is where I'm saying, if you max out all of your mods in the new system, is that potentially stronger than it was in the old system?
I can't answer this personally. Theory is yes.
Yeah.
The problem is that this stuff is going to be probably removed from the wiki, so
I think what we'll do is we'll push this one to, because I know we'll have some amazing and knowledgeable people.
No, hold on. So I'm just having a look. So yeah, so some of them went up to rank 7.
Right.
I think integrated. So let's pick a random. Oh god, I don't know what mods. This is difficult because we don't actually have any mod names or avionic names. Should we a turret one? Increases forward artillery. No, artillery is the big cannon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I do a search for turret, hyperstrike increases turret damage. Right. Like that only goes up to 5 ranks. So, oh wait, no, that's the Plexus mod now. Damn it.
Oh, you're on the Warframe wiki.
Yeah.
You're on the mod that's for turret damage, yeah?
Yeah, no.
If you scroll down to notes, does it say came from the avionic blurg?
So I'm just trying to find what was the damn thing called? Hyperstrike. So this is interesting because it was a rare Hyperstrike was a rare avionic that increased turret damage by 121%.
Yeah.
However, the 5 rank mod only increases it to 75%. Is
that at max at 10 or rank 5?
No, at 5. Right. So I think I need to find one which is 10.
Which is a 10 rank mod. But I think, fair enough, instead of searching for this, we'll leave this one for other people who are probably more knowledgeable than us. Because the other fact is, even if you have found one that is less, we need to consider, has the base stats changed so that it is more, or did that move over, you know?
Right.
Maybe
so I think there is something to this.
Okay.
Right? Because I've just found the Predator avionic, right, which increased all turret critical chance to 80%.
And
if you look at the wiki has like 7 ranks in it. No, wait, this is still just the avionic. Oh, maybe that didn't get them all. Oh, I don't know. I can't. No. We need to default to.
I think we'll leave this one for the audience because we have some very lovely, knowledgeable people in our audience. Someone out there, if you can, tell us in the comments because we might be completely wrong. Is it that there was more? The power was the max. If you max out the new system, it is actually only of equal power to the old system, and so you now require more efforts to get to the max point, and that the position we put ourselves that we've been put at is actually less than the maximum, and you're just regaining strength you would have had before. Or is it that the new system enables you to get more strength, and that's why these mods are put at these values?
I think that it's just been massively reworked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's too hard to tell.
It is, from just this.
No, I think it's a mix of everything. So some mods have just been brought down at their max. Some mods have been given more in their max. If they've been given more, I can totally imagine it's what you've been saying. Like, you know, they've put you to where you were. You just have to get that extra milestone.
Yeah.
To which, I'm sorry, yes, you have to work for. You didn't put in the effort to get that 10 rank thing. You should put the effort in to get that 10 rank thing. But like, I always come back to this whole argument of, if you don't enjoy playing the game, why are you playing the game? Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think because if it is that they took away power from you, it's not the greatest thing. I would, yes, I can appreciate that. That you know, that even if you maxed yourself out, it is literally returning yourself to the same level. But I bet that probably isn't even true because I know numbers have been rejigged all over the shop. So it might feel that way, but it probably is. You'll probably, if you got a railjack from the old system and the new system, the new one now upgraded might actually be able to outcompete the old one. Maybe, I don't know. Someone will be able to more knowledgeable than us will be able to compare it. But
I will say that when I started doing the Corpus stuff, the Venus Proxima, I felt that I could, my Railjack was not built up at all. Like I didn't max out anything, right? But I felt that I could.
Yeah, because haven't they I swear they've affected the time to kill on like fighters anyway.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot easier now.
Yeah, so even with a non-fully upgraded thing, it's easier. So how can you do a direct comparison?
Yeah, what was
literally, I feel that people, I feel even so, people probably won't even be able to tell if it is less power than before because numbers have changed all over the shop. And so the fact is, it's just that they were numerically complete and now they're not numerically complete, and that's why they're complaining. That's my niche thing of it. Until somebody can correct me on that, that is still going to be my core point on this.
Yeah,
I say we put it out to people to let us know.
Should we check out the replies?
Let us check out these replies to this topic. By the way, this topic was from Reddit. I assume there's a link for the topic.
Point out, this topic was from like it's like, it was last week. It wasn't going to be last week's. So points of view may have changed. There have been updates and things. So I feel I need to put that out
but this still was what people felt straight away. So we're playing to it. Yes, I suppose that was one of the issues we had previously, didn't we? So yeah, I'm playing this on an alt account since my main is PS5, and damn, I don't even have the endo and credits to get my Railjack to what it once was. It's funny, because while DE was claiming to ease the barrier of entry into Railjack, they did the opposite. Now you've got to farm a gazillion... Oh no, sorry, I think this is actually a second point. Sorry, the dash is off. Might be a second point.
It might not be. Hold on. It might be that they just put weird spacing in there.
There's dashes and the dashes are out of line.
Command C, Command F.
But still, so again, this point here of saying to get my Railjack back to what it once was.
Oh no! This reply is massive.
Oh, okay. So I'll keep reading then. So it's funny because while DE was claiming to ease the barrier of entry Railjack, they did the opposite. Now you got to farm a gazillion credits and endo. The new mods, the Railjack components, the new resources. You got a form of the Railjack. You also need a formed and decent necromech to complete the Orphix Venom nodes, since the Rentamechs are bad. Now, ha. I remember doing the Rentamechs for Orphix Venom, and I could at least finish the first version with just a solo Rentamech. I think, did we test? You could complete the third mission with 3 Rentamechs, couldn't you? You couldn't score very well, but you could complete the mission.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously we haven't tried the new nodes of it, because that was the event, not the nodes. But I would be very surprised if you can't at least complete them in a decent time with the Rentamechs. But I have no idea. I haven't seen the scoring system on it or how it's been reworked. But just saying the Rentamechs are bad, it's like, yeah, they're not great, but can you finish the mission with them? If so, yeah. So there's that. They did the opposite. Now you've got to farm in credits and endo. But you get endo easier in Railjack now. So just play Railjack and you'll be getting endo.
So I feel that this person undercuts their own point. I'm playing on this alt account since my main is PlayStation 5, and damn, I don't even have the endo and credits to get my Railjack back to what it once was. I'm like, yeah, because you're playing an alt account.
But they're saying that. Yeah, exactly. If they gave, maybe it's more in the longer description of the topic, but if they could give examples, like before I could kill ships in 2 seconds, now it takes me 20 seconds to kill a basic ship on the Grenier missions. But I can't believe that, because I know the time to kill's been reduced. But you are right, they've undercut them, because if you look through it, they're saying to return it to what it once was. It's funny, while you claim the barrier entry to Railjack is easier, they did the opposite. Now you got to farm the stuff. The new mods. There are new mods to get, which would, I assume, give you, seeing as all the old mods were turned into new mods, or the avionics into mods, I assume now there are new mods, which give you powers you didn't have before. So that's more power than you had before. So they've undercut themselves again.
It's really funny, because while DE was claiming to ease the barrier of entry into Railjack, they did the opposite. Now you got to farm a gazillion credits and endo, the new mods. Like, I'm sorry, no, they have eased the barrier of entry.
Oh yeah,
right?
massively.
like
I can see in my operator that the person who made this has a disclaimer, but the fact that there's a console where I'm pointing in a Lisette that goes straight to here, prep your stuff for Railjack, just there.
Yeah.
Bam. Not go all the way down the back of the ship and then go on to another ship and then mess around, and maybe you also have to take it to the dojo. No, it's there. Barrier of entry massively reduced. Massively.
Sorry. You know what? Do players actually use the relay dry docks at all?
I imagine they do, because Steve brought up how that there was issues they needed to. Now that they've put out they use a term, don't they? Mainline or whatever it is, or content or patch, whatever, 2 players, that they have got lots of testing and feedback from them, and some of the issues he said were things that now that things are different because players are entering and leaving missions from different places, such as the relay. There's lots of patches and changes and things that need doing. So I do believe people are using that. Yeah.
What is that noise outside?
Don't know, but it's beeping. Because I'm in space right now, I don't know what it is or how it's making sound.
Right.
Maybe it's a bomb. Seems to have stopped. This reminds me of when DE added additional ranks to arcanes. A lot of them literally were outright nerfed, and the extra ranks just gave back their original strength. Yeah.
No. That's not how that worked.
Okay.
Right? The giving back the original strength was so that you couldn't dual stack. It's like dual stack the modern.
Hang on. Yeah. So now you could equip 2 arcanes at the equivalent strength that you had to equip both slots with the same arcane. That's how we used to run it, didn't we?
Whoever said that?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I was gonna be hesitant, because I'm like, these days I'm an old man. I'm not up to all these things. I'm like, hang on a minute. That's wrong. Because before, if you wanted the same power you have now, you had to use up both arcane slots on 2 maximum arcanes, to get 1 power to maximum. Now you can have that one at maximum and that one at maximum. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's bitter, cynical, and twisted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. No. They're technically right. They are correct. You had to extra rank just to give them back to the original strength. Because fair enough. I think maybe they didn't give you enough arcanes. If you did have 2 max rank ones, it wasn't enough to get when they changed to 1 max rank one. Fair enough.
But it was super fucking easy to do it because it was during the Scarlet Spear stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Fair enough. And they have made. There are more ways to get arcanes coming in the future as well. I think with Railjack, aren't they? Are they coming?
I think there is another way of getting it. I can't.
But
was it? No, the Orphix Venom was the way of doing it.
Oh, was it Orphix Venom? Okay. Oh yes, there was. That's there. But even if you didn't have enough to max out your 1 arcane, you would instantly be able to equip another arcane. So you're gaining the benefit of that. Even if this isn't as powerful as it was, you're able to equip a second arcane at higher strength as well.
I don't think I'm wrong on that.
Like, no, I think you're right. You're right. But they are also technically right as well. But they're whinging about it.
Yeah, I'm like
because
sorry,
what they lost, they've gained massively because of it. Yes, they've lost a little bit in the short term. I had 2 of these maxed, and now it's stronger in 1 slot, and I can equip more. But my 1 slot wasn't maxed, even though I used to have it maxed. But now your strength. This is the thing. I think the same with this topic is that yes, you were at maximum before, and now your thing isn't at maximum, but you can now have more power in more directions. So yes, you're going to put a bit of effort in to get that thing you had maxed back where it was, but you can now do more anyway in the same time. Randy, angry. Right. As someone who put a lot of time in the last year to get maxed Railjack, avionics, grid, and maximum valence of every component, I feel very screwed over today.
Hold on.
Why?
Someone who put in a ton of time in the last to get maxed Railjack avionics, grid, and max valence on every Railjack component. Right, okay. You're screwed out because you got a shit ton of Riven Slithers and a legendary core, and an umbral former. Fuck, you got screwed over, man.
Once again, I'm gonna here we go. For the people there are more knowledgeable people I feel out there than me, so I'm gonna put this out there and say if I'm wrong, correct me. But first of all, let's break this down. Components. Your components didn't go away. You've got it max now. Before, it's probably still max now. Yeah.
What do you mean the components?
I'm working backwards. So they said they got max valence of every component. They fused max stuff into a component to max it out.
Yeah, I don't think that changed.
They ain't gone away. They didn't take those away from you. So those are still there. So we're going to take that off them. No, we're going to take that off them.
Like that, no, my point is, I don't think D touched that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to take that point. So I've got it over here. I'm going to take that point from them and put that in the bin. Right? Okay. So that one's gone. No. So last year to get maxed, Railjack Avionics Grid. Right? That's what they said, right? Now the grid, the grid is gone, but you got rewards based on maxing your grid. You have been given rewards from it. Yes, you're going to have to do some formers and put some formers into your harness? Plexus.
Yeah, plexus.
Yeah, okay. It didn't use former before. Now it uses former. Okay. Yeah. Got more uses for former. It's more integrated into the common system. Okay, you have to spend some former. Maybe you have to make a hard choice. Maybe do a bit of farming. But farming former ain't that big a thing. We're used to farming former. You're going to have to farm former next month when a new weapon comes out and when Sevagoth comes out. So just think of it like that, okay? Yeah. So that one's gone. So the grid and the avionics. Now, you still have all your avionics. And if you farmed mad amounts of avionics, those all got converted. You can then convert those now that are mods into endo. Yeah. So you can get some endo. So, because this person said is they were awarded 40k endo, but if you're this person and you've done a hell of a lot of farming, you've got a hell of a lot of avionics, that's duplicate mods to be turned into more endo. I know it's not a lot for each one, but if you farmed a hell of a lot, that is a lot of endo.
You know what? I should do a purge of mods. I haven't done one in probably years.
Oh, well,
I wonder how much endo I should get.
Exactly. You delete those duplicates. They're just pure endo. I want to do that meme of that's free real estate. That's free endo. Right, So they feel screwed over today. Why? Because you got to do a little bit more maxing. You got to spend some former and some time. Oh no! If it was all maxed, you'd be like, oh, this is all great, this new content you've added, DE. But well, I've got nothing else to upgrade on my Railjack. That's what people would be saying. We'd have the same things.
Sorry, I've just read the first line of or the first sentence of the next. Yeah, jump to it now.
Okay. Bam. Oh, stop whining and just play the damn game. What the hell is the point of them working on Railjack update for the last year if you're going to act all entitled and demand to be done with the progression literally on day one? If you don't want to play it more, then don't. They should have done a full reset or ignored the nerfs. What they gave out already is too much as it is. Oh, I started out one sarcastically as I thought they were going to be the other way around, but wow, that's harsher than us. Okay, fine.
Well, I don't know if it was harsher than us on the last one, but still, it's just like, sorry, you don't want to play the game. Like, this is just something I don't comprehend. If you don't enjoy doing something, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Like, if you take a hammer and smack your hand with the hammer, are you going to do it again? No, because it hurt the first time. If you don't enjoy doing something, why are you fucking doing it?
Or if you are complaining that you didn't enjoy it, but you slog through it, and now you have to play it more when there's more content and more variety, and it might be enjoyable, but I have to play it now. I thought I finished this.
I feel there's a clinical or psychological term that could be applied to this, where it's like you're a junkie that is jonesing for your next fix because you can't function as a regular adult without it.
No, it's not that, because they would be happy if they could, because they've got more things to do now. They should be happy.
No. I'm talking about someone that has built up a dependency on the Warframe YouTuber makes reference to cocaine. No, my point is that they are doing something that they don't like doing, right?
Yeah.
But they're doing it because it's ingrained in. I don't know why, right? It's like the only thing I can think of is that they're jonesing for a fix. You know, they need it just to be a functioning adult.
No. This is like people in the Stone Age that were like, we have perfected the stone spear. It is the sharpest stone spear made as possible. It is perfectly balanced for being the ultimate stone spear. Hi, I've got bronze. It's better. But my stone spear. No,
my
bronze
comparison
now.
though is my comparison is supposed to be like, if you don't enjoy playing Warframe, why are you still playing Warframe?
Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah. No, but that's what I mean. They loved all the time and they've put into upgrading their stone spear. They've put so much effort into it. I love using it. Yeah, okay, I'll give you a bronze spear now. No, I have to spend time upgrading the bronze spear. I spend all the time using and upgrading the stone spear. I don't want to play with your spear, but you enjoy stabbing things with spears? Yes, I love stabbing things with spears. But it's better at stabbing things with spears now. It's more interesting. It's easier to use. It's lighter. It's more effective. No, I've got my stone spear. Why are you taking my stone spear away from me? Because it's rubbish. Come on, ignoring the amount they're gonna have to put more effort into it. The amount I hated the old Railjack UI, the mods. The avionics.
Yeah.
What was that about? Especially the first iteration of it, where there was different brands, and that some of them were the different brand could be leveled to different ones. So you were trying to work out, and then the only way to tell the different brands was because of different pixels that were around the symbol or something, or dot. No, the dots were the upgrade. It blew my mind. I couldn't understand what the hell it was about. Oh, now mods with even just simple pictures. Brilliant, love it. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I have 8 years of experience with this. I know what it is.
In fact, if you brought back the family system on the mods, it would work.
The big thing for like I just don't get where this air of entitlement comes from. I don't think that there's necessarily anything at the player's fault or Warframe's fault or anything, but like I would really love to know, do these players still play other games like Destiny, which is a heavy looter shooter, which no, I'm not being okay, fine, Borderlands, right? But the point is that those games just constantly drop weapons on the floor, right? Constantly. You don't upgrade those weapons, but if you've had a weapon for the longest time ever, do you still get the sentimental attachment of, I just found a better gun on the floor, I'll use that instead?
To make this a fair comparison, let's say there was a gun in Borderlands that was fiddly to use, and you put the time investment into learning to use it well, but then all of a sudden a new weapon dropped that was really easy to use and did more damage. And you're like, but I've spent forever learning the fire rate, jubbling mechanics of this gun.
Yeah.
And now a better one. This gun takes no effort to learn, and it's 10 times better in damage. It's like, the game has to move forward.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, is there the same level of attachment? I don't think there is. I think the big reason for a lot of these complaints is just down to the fact that they've put work into this stuff, and as you say, they have to throw it away. I think that's the big crux of it.
Right. So the boiling thing of it, and I think I am probably guilty of this as well sometimes. So that's why I do try and reflect on the other point of view. Is that their problem is they felt like they had maxed that out, and that they'd finished that section of the game, and now that game is asking for more work from them. And they were like, but I felt that they gained some worth to themselves in the feeling that they had maxed this out already, right? And now they haven't, and they have to put more work into it, and they feel cheated because of it. That is what it boils down to. If we're honest. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I bet I'm guilty of that too for some things that I'll complain. I'm sure you can find a Tenno Clock episode from years ago where I whinged in a similar vein to it, where you're like, I feel cheated because you're making me do more work in this, and I felt I had that maxed, and I enjoyed that I had that maxed. And that's what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just take a second, be a bit more reflective, and gain something from it. It's better in every other way. Every other way.
I'm going to give people a challenge, right? Go back through previous episodes of 10 o'clock. If you can find an instance of Loz and me being entitled...
I'm sure they could.
we will read it out
We're only
loud
human.
next week.
Well, I'm a Warframe.
Yeah.
You're a human.
Yeah, you're an operator. But the
No, Warframe.
it was piloting your Warframe. anyway, but yeah, if you no seriously, because like if we are calling out people, I want to call out ourselves as well. So yeah, if anyone listening finds an instance of us doing,
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can.
Yeah. Then we will happily read it out loud and name or shame ourselves.
Yep.
So right, I think we're done for this topic.
Yep.
Right, so we're done for the topics. So if you want to turn off the topics, hit the button. Good man. Right, and I'm a complete and utter spoon. I forgot to actually take the times. I'll work that out later.
Okay.
Right, so now we're going to move on to the graphs. Are we 147? I'm going to put 44. Oops. What?
Just looked at the first graph.
Cool.
So these graphs obviously are from 2 weeks ago. So this is way before the thing was going to release, or a week before,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So hit the first graph on the button.
Oh, I need the graphs. Yeah.
Right, okay, so first graph is: are you invested in the Railjack early adopter rewards? So 46% said no, 54% said yes. So this was about the whole. Please tell me we had people calling us out for being absolute muppets.
Oh yeah, there were people. I think because I said within the video that I think it's actually this, and we got an issue. There wasn't too much of that.
Okay.
It wasn't overly too much. It wasn't like, you guys are wrong. Oh my god, you guys are wrong. It's stupid. Oh my god, how could you not see this? Blah 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 blah. I think people appreciated. Oh, it kind of changed on them between the time points, and yeah, they addressed it, and
yeah, okay, cool.
And there was actually, basically people explaining this is what happened. It's like, good.
So I actually, the footage that we captured, I think, was on the Wednesday.
Yes.
Right before Railjack came out, the Railjack rework came out, and I realized, like, hold on, all I have to do is just level up these like 3 points on the grid, and then I'll get the tier 3 reward.
Yeah.
And I just did that. I'm like, yeah. It's like,
I think it's really interesting, by the way, because I put no effort into doing any pre-stuff and was like, if you asked me beforehand, you said, are you interested? I've been like, I don't care. I don't mind. I don't ever look into it. Whatever. I'll just play the game more afterwards because it's going to be cool. And then as soon as I opened it up, I was like, oh, I've got lots of rewards. Is this the tier? And then I was really interested. Did I get the tier 3 reward? And so it was like, yes. And I was like, good. I put no effort in and got all the good stuff. Good. I would have been annoyed if I didn't. I'd be like, oh, now I do want all the good stuff. I want to, I hope I got, is this everything? Oh God, did I miss out on something? I looked at it. No, you got everything. I'm like, good. Lazy wins again.
Right. Number 2. Do you feel that the changes made to the Railjack early adopter rewards are good enough? So this was like the whole tiering thing.
Yep.
So 25% said that they didn't care, 29% said no, and 46% said yes. Well,
I can't remember anyone specifically saying about no. Well, there might be. I think I've probably got a few comments. Yeah, it's probably in the comments. I did have some. I've got quite a few to read out. So
cool. Next.
Oh, I've got to do the thing.
Right. How accurate do you feel the statement by Warframe's community, DE don't finish anything, is? Right?
So we seem to have a Likert 5-point scale, which was 1, which was 5.
1 was, I think, disagree, and inaccurate, and 5 was accurate.
Right. Okay. So
7% said it was inaccurate. 18% said it was. Sorry, no. 11%. Yeah, you could see the fucking graph. It's
like a graph. So between 1 and 5, and for some reason, Xeno, I suppose it's just the way it's ordered. No, I don't get how it's ordered.
No,
but the one's at 7.
On who answers first?
Oh, okay.
Right?
1 is 7. 2 is at 11. The middle is at 5. 25%. So 25% in the middle. Then 4. So 4 is in leaning towards positive is 39%, and then 18% for 5. Let's combine those two. That puts 40, 50, so 57% either agree or completely agree with D don't finish anything. Oh, no, sorry, they feel it's accurate. Is 5 accurate or inaccurate?
Accurate.
Oh, wow. Okay, so 57% of people either slightly lean towards agreement or completely agree that they feel DE don't finish anything. That's pretty damning. See, a scale like this on a 1 to 5 is quite interesting because a 5 is a very strong commitment. Most people will lean either to 2 or 4. They're either slightly against or slightly for. That's what it's an interesting thing the way these scales work. It's saying if you give a 10-point scale, most people don't want to go 10. They want to go like more 8, 7. They want to lean that direction, even though they do agree with it, but they don't want to go the whole hog to be like, oh, I'm not absolute. So it's interesting. That's what you normally do. Is you can take the 5 and the 4, combine them, and almost say that that's your answer on that way. So 57%. That's pretty strong, really. You know,
I'm just trying to think.
And then you take away the fact that a quarter are just neutral on the issue, which is 3. They're like, yeah, maybe yes, maybe no, yeah. And then that just only leaves 18% are like, no, DE does finish stuff. That's really quite damning.
So we've had things like we've had open worlds, we've had new environments, additional warframes, prime access,
so much stuff, so much great stuff. By the way, great ideas, great concepts.
So much stuff. Like, I think I'm either a 2 or a 3. Like, there's definitely stuff that they don't finish, which is like Arcwing, the Arcwing mission.
Okay, here the point is, DE don't finish anything. So I'm going to push to you. Give me one feature that's like unique and separate in its own way that you would say is now complete feature complete.
Procedurally generated missions.
That was the default game. I was going to add something there. Yeah, that's why I said a unique feature thing, not the core game. The core procedure generated missions, yeah, that's the first thing they did. But that's just like a core thing, and I'll take that one away from you because that's not a feature they've added. Tell me a feature they've added since that beta game that is DE don't finish anything. So give me one unique feature added to the game, anything, because there's loads. So many cool things that they have finished. What?
Parkour 2.0?
Have they really added missions that actually utilize that completely, like redone treasure rooms for the Void?
But missions are core gameplay, core.
No. But there's giving somebody a tool, and then there's giving people places to use that tool appropriately. Do you really feel
say that about anything? I do genuinely.
No. I agree with you. Obviously, that's the thing is that. Even I don't feel so because I don't think they've added enough cool things. You're saying a map tile?
Yeah. No. Jupiter has stuff that requires you to do parkour.
Really? Does it really make full use of it? Like, okay, this as a comparison. In Parkour 1.0, doing the Void treasure rooms was a feature which made that its purpose. It was challenging to finish those challenge rooms on the old parkour system when you couldn't double jump, you could slide, you couldn't bullet jump, you had a stamina bar.
I'm standing firm. Parkour 2.0.
See, that's just the moves. I still say right. Okay, like I would say they've almost finished that because they added in the obstacle courses that you can create in the dojo. Yeah.
Sure.
No, yeah, but that's a facility for the function. Because the thing is, I don't think anything really challenges Parkour 2.0. I'd say, yeah, features for the players Parkour 2.0 is, but it's like having a nuclear weapon and nowhere to fight. Why do you need
a challenge for it? Why do you need a challenge for the feature?
Because it's so amazing. Because that was part of Warframe's goal. Like the old movement system had something which was a challenge for the movement system. You have to admit that the old Void tiles, the vaults, were a challenge.
Some of the vaults are still a challenge, even with parkour.
Really?
No, some. Yeah, no, like doing the what's the name of the stupid vault? The derelict vaults you're forgetting about. No, that stupid one where you. But
they don't even have rewards. There's no rewards in those vaults. There's never been rewards in those vaults.
I can't even remember what.
They just put boxes that open for more junk.
Yeah.
Again, not finished.
No, I disagree. Parkour 2.0.
Okay, so you've got one thing. Okay, I'll allow you your one thing then. I'm nice. Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay.
We agreed to disagree on that one. And I don't want to sound too negative because I feel that they had so many cool things. But
Hit the button for the next graph.
That I'll forget about. Is it 3 or 4?
4.
3. 3? 4?
4. Right.
4 up? Yeah, it's going to take me a while to remember to put this giant panel in my face. I mean, it's like up there. It's like huge. It's like massive. I still forget it's there. And it keeps doubling up on my other panels.
Right. Do you think DE have learned not to announce things too early? Right. 27% said no. 81% said yes.
Yeah.
I feel they have.
Yeah.
I feel they have.
Well, like I say, Deviri, if you pair it with that one comment from Steve in that interview, he was worried that he needed to put more amazing things into TennoCon. I think he was running into a thing where he wanted each TennoCon to be more massive than the last in what they're announcing, with no idea of when it would actually be released, or no sensible thing of it. I mean, they didn't need to announce it. They really didn't need to announce Deviri. What they showed was already amazing.
Well, I wonder if they were getting pressured into making bigger, more grandiose things.
Yeah, maybe Hollywood.
Right, and then moving on to the last one.
I keep grabbing my...
There we go. Right.
Thing.
Should DE get rid of Sword Alone? This was a big thing. I can't remember what happened 2 weeks ago. I think we were talking... Yeah. We were talking about, like, you know, the fact that you...
It was to do with Melee.
Custom...
Melee being too good, things like that.
Well, yeah, but my point was that, you know, should you be able to only take one weapon, Sword Alone? And this surprises the shit out of me, right?
Yeah.
4% said yes, 35% said that they didn't care, and 69% said no.
Because Sword Alone...
You want to keep Sword Alone?
Yeah, I like the concept of it, but because it has to be maintained, it means the game is basically butchered because of it. Like, okay, how about you get to keep Sword Alone, but if you can't finish the mission with just a melee weapon, that's your own fault. Yeah? Because what we mean by get rid of Sword Alone is get rid of the concept that every mission must be completable with just a melee weapon. Because that's why melee weapons sometimes go these mad spikes of being so powerful. Because they have to design the game around with, you've only got a melee weapon.
No, I got a funny feeling that this was actually based on having enemies that could interact with you.
Exactly. That's what we were saying. So we were trying to give reasons why to use rifles and pistols over melee and use Warframe powers. But if you don't have a rifle and pistol, those enemies would completely destroy you because your melee weapon becomes useless. But that's what we're meaning by doing rid of Sword Alone, so that the game isn't designed around... Because that's how the game is designed. Design is around the concept that, in theory, you can just take a melee weapon and just finish the entire game with it. Yeah, and then that butchers everything, because it's like, well, you've got to have Sword Alone. I mean, Necromechs obviously are separate, and so are Arc Guns, but got to be able to Sword Alone.
Yeah.
I love the concept when it's like, you can unequip those weapons, but seeing as they made it so you can just bloody hide them now, I wouldn't mind if we had to go back to that, because it meant that they could balance everything easier, because that's the problem, is that what you're bringing into a mission is what DE has to base the game around, because that's the player power you're bringing.
Did we get any responses to this?
Yes, there was at least one, but I think we'll get to it. I think, if not, I'll find it for
that's fine.
Next week.
We'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm just like so shocked that people want to just, even if we say pistol alone or rifle alone or whatever, like they don't want the idea of changing the way they play. It's just like. Because that's really what this is about. It's like, are you willing to adapt to fighting an enemy in a different way? No, I have to fight it the same way that I've always been fighting.
Yeah.
That, honestly, only 4% said yes.
I remember what the reply was. There was a reply saying yes, they have to keep it, because otherwise they would have to get rid from sorties the rifle only, shotgun only, sniper only, pistol only, melee only sort of missions. But I feel that's wrong, because we were talking about adding in enemies which would require you to use multiple weapons. But you literally just make it that those mobs do not spawn when that prefix is enabled. That is something which is doable. So it would be allowed. You could still have a melee only sortie mission or something special, and it's completely completable, because these certain enemies don't spawn for that mission. That's not hard to do. Or shouldn't be.
Yeah. Surprising. Anyway,
Yes.
that's it for the graphs. Let's get on and do the
Supporter
Patreon
questions.
Supporter questions.
I remember to stop you saying Patreon because Patreon. Ready?
I don't know what. Go for it. I
Supporter.
don't know what they've done. I don't know what they've done now. Though.
Oh, nothing. No, they're just normal. Big Beard Bear 93. Big Beard Bear 93.
Oh, that was the person that won the PlayStation 4 giveaway. Yeah, sorry. GG.
Woo!
GG.
Woo! Woo! Congrats. Time to decide between favorites: root beer or Oberon. I don't have a beard. For I do not have follicles. For I am a warframe. I have only metal. Pure metal. Golden metal. Where my beard should be. I have a beard of gold!
This may be controversial. I'm going to say Oberon.
Gold. Oh, yeah?
Because Oberon...
Can I snatch root beer out of your hand from now on?
No. No, you fucking can't. Right? The problem is, if root beer was so readily available to me, I would get bored of it. Right? One of the reasons why it's so great is because it's so hard to get. Yeah? But Oberon, I could just play forever.
Yeah. Thalian asks, time to decide between least favorites. Little Duck or another year of recording Ember footage for Tenno Clock?
Little Duck.
What, you prefer Little Duck over Ember?
No. I dislike Little Duck more than Ember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you like Little Duck more?
No.
Ember.
I like Ember. I would play Ember for a year.
If you could destroy Little Duck from existence.
Yeah.
Good, okay.
Right. I would lie on that grenade for people.
Would you want the new Railjack Plexus harness to actually be visible items that are equipped to your Warframe? So I'm just curious what that means. Would it just be a cosmetic that you could change the cosmetic, or are you talking about the mods equipped to the cosmetic? Change it. Like, I know in America, well, I suppose we don't really have scouts, whatever. They've like they have a sash with badges that you get in it. But like, you helped an old lady cross the road or something, or first aid badges and stuff. Is that what they're meaning? Boy Scouts. Yeah, we've got badges.
We have. I
badges.
can't remember what the fuck we have.
Badges.
But badges.
Badges.
I know. I just remember like this. The sister of a friend. She was in the Cub Scouts and things like that. I'm like, but anyway. I wouldn't be opposed to like a sash like that, but I don't know how it would work on the Warframes. I think that'd be like, it's going to take us like 3 years to get this to work.
I think it would be like a harness that would go like under there, like over your arms and on your back. We'd have to like cross over, but only the front would really be visible. So, I
think that no, like
I would if you're going to do it, I would like it added to the operator.
Yes.
The operator should wear it.
Yeah.
Droogle says, before we get back to the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like the video, and share it if you can. It really does help. And also, this is what Droogle said, please put a comment in the description of this video, because every comment of this video will be at least read, probably replied to, if not taken to a comment into the next video. So, but at the very least, I can promise you every comment that is put in this video is read by me before we record the next episode.
Do you read the comments on the topic videos as well?
I will, and I replied to them because people are like, "What's this about? I watched the main video. Why you put topics in this?" I'm like, "Oh, well, some people might want it." Oh, okay,
Hold on. They asked, but we explained in the video that we were going to do it.
I know. I'm very confused. Okay. Right, and also Droogle asks, do you think we will ever get a non-combat orientated mission type? I would like to see it, but I don't think we will. I would love to see Railjack have missions where you just go farming asteroid packs, and the threat is radiation appearing, or your Railjack gets pummeled by asteroids, you have to fix it, or you have to all of a sudden you have to rescue a person who's trapped within an asteroid belt, and you have to dodge those, or in a minefield, let's say, and you have to try and navigate your Railjack to them without triggering mines. I mean, that's not really combat orientated, is it? Fighting mines. So that'd be kind of stuff. I think Railjack will give you the opportunity for it. It'd be very hard for Warframe to do it, because in theory, you could say we have that, because you can go to the plains or the Valis and just capture, or Demos, and just mine and capture pets. So in theory, or just go on your brain K-Drive. Yeah. So there in theory you can create non-combat oriented missions in the game currently, in theory.
I think part of the problem with non-combat oriented missions is that if you don't have the action, you have to have the narrative. Narrative is not something that is easy to produce when it comes to games.
I mean, if you go fishing, that's non-combat oriented, unless you got combat versus fish.
Yeah, that fishing's riveting. It's oh my god. I mean, the only time that fishing is doable is when you're in the plains for 24 hours, slowly losing your shit.
But you see how that kind of is in the game already. But if you remove combat, you have to add in what is the gameplay loop. And so it has to be like gaining resources, solving a puzzle. Hell, I would love to see, like, I suppose another non-combat, it's not a mission type in the game, but the Nightwave that with the glass maker, technically those missions you went in and you scanned things, not combat orientated.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. That sort of thing. Maybe we could have one where we have to like question people and they're like, I think you're lying.
Oh my god, please can we not do a LA
Noire?
I hated that so much. I got the first interrogation, got the whole thing horribly wrong, and they're just like, you know what? I'm putting this down. I'm not for me.
I swear that isn't the trick that basically you just go, you did it, didn't you? And then you gauge the response, because you always have the option to pull back from an accusation. But if you then go to
But the problem is, like, literally, like, I don't know how well you can see my face, but like,
I can't.
You know, like, you can't, right? So, well, everyone else can, and it was like, you know, you did it, didn't you? It's like, no. So what is that face? What is that? Are you trying to take a shit? Like, I don't know what is wrong with you.
I think there's a VR LA Noire, and I think I have to give it a go. I think it's just some.
Has someone pepper sprayed your face? Why are you making that face? What is wrong with you? I've just asked if you did it. Why are you pooping? What's going on? I just don't understand. Like, I don't like. It feels. You know how in cartoons, right? That they over exaggerate actions, right? So, you know, when you go to bed, you just sort of like, you know, as a person, you just go straight to bed, sort of thing. But in a cartoon, they over embellish it, like they massively flop onto the bed and, you know, overemphasize every action. Like, that's what it looked like in LA Noire. And as a result, I'm like, this is not subtle. Like, I don't know if you're lying. You're not shifting your eyes around. You're not squirming. You're looking like you're taking a dump on the chair. I don't understand. What is this?
Fair enough. Okay. But that's how, the only way to get non-comment stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
If anyone has ideas for like non-combat missions for Warframe, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the description below.
Cool. I would like things like you've got to take person from location A to location B, C and D in like a railjack sort of thing. You've got to, and you just take them around for like diplomacy missions, and you can hear the dialogue, the conversation between the characters. But the problem is, like, you hear it once, you don't want to hear it again.
That's fair.
Or maybe they did it in gibberish, so you couldn't understand it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Done?
Yep.
Cool. Right, so that's the end of the supporter questions.
Okay, Doc. Let's move on to the community responses.
Okay, first we've got Peter Graver at Loz. I'm Loz. You really need those builds, people. Submit. Your Excalibur is squishier than my operator. The background footage had me both laughing and cringing. I'd love to give you some builds. I have builds for your Excalibur and Oberon for Xeno. Aside from that, this was a great episode for 10 o'clock. Peter Graver and anyone out there, I do feel, seeing as I've been playing Warframe with Xeno since, I think 3 or 4 months after beta was released. You were in closed beta for a bit. And it was the July when the game was released in like March, April. We started playing in July of that year. So we've been playing for those years. I felt I understood the game a hell of a lot more then. I do now. Yeah. If anyone would like to submit builds so you don't see cringy background footage where I'm dying to pointless mobs, please, I am completely open. If you don't know anything about modding, Loz, bam, send it to me. Yep, go for it. Please do. I encourage it. Please teach me the mods again in the game because the mods have got out of my head, people. Right, moving on. Ali Al-Khatib, Exploiter is hanging around during the event, but you can't fight it. So this is me ranting from a while back about how Exploiter is there. Yeah, I appreciate Exploiter is in the events for some of the missions.
No, Profit Taker.
It's a Profit Taker. No, it says Exploiter here. It's hanging around during the event, but you can't fight it. No, Exploiter is. Exploiter's hanging around to the north.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot. Yes.
Yeah. So there is that, and I do appreciate that. Yeah, Profit Taker, I hate. But at least Exploiter feels like motorbikes in space. But at least Exploiter, I know it's in non-interactable, but that feels more organic than just the frozen on top of the base thing. Also, Ali Al-Khatib, I like the idea of PvE proposed by a Shogi Tenno in his latest podcast when he mentions using Necromex to raid the other teams in a Gambit-like game. Yeah, I've not tried Gambit. I want to play Destiny again just to try Gambit out so I can experience it as a good talking point because we need it for Warframe. I will go watch this Shogi Tenno podcast. I do need to watch more of his stuff. Moving on, Trex Paddock. So I've been thinking how to describe by analogy what it is DE is doing that drives me crazy. So imagine an office party, and one person is in charge of finding out what pizza people want and ordering it. Some of the people want just a basic pepperoni and cheese. Some people want vegetarian. Some people hate pineapple. Others hate anchovies. A couple of people are lactose intolerant. Rather than ordering a small selection of different pizzas, such as that everyone can enjoy what they like, what this person, DE, chooses to do is to order all the pizzas with a partial amount of all the toppings, all mixed together and with 0 cheese. Upsetting some less than others, however, leaving everyone at least somewhat unsatisfied and still wanting more of what it is they actually want.
I first of all get where you're coming from with your analogy.
Poor cheese.
The problem is that I think the saying is it takes 90% of the time to do the last 10% of the work. Right? To get that final finishing touches on the stuff. Like, so for example, just to touch upon my job briefly, I manage and maintain dozens and dozens of servers, physical servers, and we faced a problem. I found a solution. Right, I have made this complex thing to cater to everyone's wants and desires, but I now have to set it up to work with every server. So 90% of my time has to go with reconfiguring every server to work with this thing.
Yeah,
and it's just like, yeah, this thing is phenomenal. It's great. It's amazing, but it just takes so long. So this is why I can completely understand and appreciate this sentiment of not everyone's satisfied, because at some point in time you just have to draw a line under it and just say, right, that's it. We can't waste any more time getting this out. Otherwise, how many times have we worked on things like Faulty Frame Squad or God, what was it? There was another thing that what was it? You worked on an SFM animation and you spent absolutely ages just constantly tweaking it. It wasn't the unreleased thing, it was something else.
One Punch Man?
May have been One Punch Man.
One Punch Frame, sorry.
One Punch Frame. I think you spent a lot of time just constantly tweaking it to get it to be.
Oh yeah, it took months, yeah.
And then I was just like, just release it, just release it.
Yeah, no, but you gave some loads of good suggestions, and I do look at it and wish I did another one or two passes, but things will never be perfect.
Yeah, and that is like a lot of the problem is, DE need to constantly keep that. Well, they need to keep the lights on, and how do you do that? I mean, you could always pull an Activision, fire 190 people, and just CEO Bobby fucking Kotick,
give him a bonus.
200 million. Seriously, what the hell was that? Anyway, so
yeah, that's Trex Paddock's thing. I think you've answered that well enough.
Yeah.
King of Gaming, you guys focus way too much on semantics. Technically, endgame would mean the end of the game content. Yeah, but who cares that everyone may be using the term wrong? Most people know what people expect from endgame, and now, Railjack technically is new content. True, however, that's not what the person meant. I'm pretty sure they meant DE should stop making new stuff and focus on fixing and improving all the content they have. Now, the reason why I put this one in here is this is from King of Gaming, and fair enough, but even in your own thing, fixing and improving all the content they have now, well, that's not endgame. We don't have endgame in Warframe, according to most people. And the key point of why I say don't like using the term endgame, because this is how it goes. Okay, and this is because Warframe is a constant service model which doesn't use an expansion setup. The term endgame is so terrible to be applied to it. In endgame content, you go, oh, let's say D added in super trials, and that was it. They were like, this is our endgame content, right? People are like, oh, cool, super trials. Yeah, wow, cool, super trials. Oh, it's amazing, so challenging. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can use all my stuff. And they go, well, what's the reward for it? And then D's like, cosmetics. Oh, that's not good enough. I want something that makes me feel stronger. I've done this thing. That's terrible reward. Terrible reward. I want better rewards. I want something that makes me stronger. I mean, in Destiny, I do a reward. I get a big gun. I get a something. Give me that. And then D's like, oh, okay. Special mods and then new weapons and then these are better weapons and then hypercuva weapons and then there you go. And so okay, there you go. There's some rewards. You can do those. Oh yeah, cool. I'll do this endgame content. Do the endgame content. Oh yeah, I've now got these weapons. I got no content to use the weapons on. That's the next thing people will say is like, I've got these cool guns. Oh, but there's nothing to challenge them on the guns. What's the point of these guns? I got nothing to do. Well, I've got this super stuff, and you've got nowhere to go. Oh, okay. We'll make another tier for you then. Oh, so where's the end game? It is a bad concept because it literally means end. That means it. Infinitum. There
is no more.
There will be no more. This is the apex of the game, and there will be nothing further. That is what endgame means. That is the literal wording of it. End game. End of the game. Like when you finish a open world story game and then the last bit is a challenge mode of boss rush, that's it. So you use your gear on the boss rush. You get the boss rush thing. You don't get another tier after it. That's it. There is nothing. But Warframe, if Warframe did that, that's literally saying, put a cap on it, Warframe is done.
I want to say something, right?
Well, it doesn't work. It's a terrible term. Sorry, I get stressed about that.
Hold on. Tony Stark is true endgame.
Been all serious. Give him a
ranty monologue. No.
Fair point from King of Gaming.
That really does it's no. I'm 100% on board with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know you're taking it a bit out of tongue in cheek, but no, seriously. No, I'm super. God, what was the term they used?
You guys focus too much on semantics, technically game.
How is it semantics? Like my job is fucking semantics, right? If someone turns to me and uses oh my god. So someone said to me in my job, oh, we'll set you up to get this migration running. We'll get it migration running. Like, why is he talking about updating a database? I was like, no, we'll get the migration running, and he meant deployment. And he's like, oh, we'll get the deployment running. Yeah, but that's not what a fucking migration is it? So no, my job is 100% semantics. If you say the wrong word to me, I'm gonna understand it to mean something else.
Yeah,
exactly. 100%. I admit this. I'm completely guilty of it.
Yeah.
I have friends that get pissed off at me.
Because if we're going to go on the semantics of the words, you could say, oh, well, there needs to be the current end game. Oh, okay, the current end game. Then we already have end game content because the current end game content is Fishers or it's endless missions. And that means Warframe's always had an end game. But people then say, oh, but Warframe doesn't have an end game. It's like, you can't have it both ways. It's like, is there a current end game or is the end game? And if it is the end game, that is it. It is the capstone of the game. Nothing more. Right? Or you could say, what's the high level content? What's the engaging but not end content? Terrible there. See, I'm using it now. What's the engaging content for veteran players? That's what it should be. It's a pet hate, but I just and mainly, and the reason why I feel it's not done for Warframe is mainly because it doesn't work on expansions. Destiny, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, and most service models, games that work with like a PvE style thing, have expansion. expansion. Yeah. Each expansion is a game, so it'll have an end of the game for that expansion. Destiny works like that. And that's why people don't seem to appreciate the concept. Like, oh, well, Destiny, endgame. Yeah, but Destiny has expansions. And once that expansion's gone, you don't do that content anymore. It's gone. That was the end of that content. Bam. Warframe is perpetual. It's always going.
You can't do that content anymore because they removed
it. They remove it. Exactly. Right, moving on. Joseph, gosh, though also I do want to say against King of Gaming, thank you for the point though, because I love people challenging us in that way. It is good, and I feel it was a good point to say, but I just feel so about that one.
please keep us on our toes.
Yes, Joseph Groshiner. I've recently tried to do bounties from captured bases in different parts of the Valis. All of the bounties tasks were focused around the captured base where you got the bounty from, and if you take a bounty from the elevator handler, it will always be the same places in the middle of the Valis from the bounty task. Now, I will go test this. I don't think that's true. I think it will always loop you back round to those bases. Sorry, to the same areas. Because I swear I cannot think of a special bounty I have done in the northeast of the map where there is on the mountain, there is the antenna base. I cannot think of any bounty I've done around the floating back orb.
The Pearl.
Pearl, yeah. It's called now. Like, I mean, you could say, you can capture the Pearl base, but where's the special bounty where I'm capturing some one of the roller things going into the Pearl base?
I swear what was the vault? Like, I remember the vault definitely sending you back to the middle of the map.
Yeah, I will. I should stop saying it. Just do it. I'm gonna record a map and put pinpoints on where, and then follow my routes, and then draw it. What actually the route is of you traveling around the Valis to between the points. So yeah, wouldn't be hard. Just literally drawing lines on a map. But yeah, I've got to do that. Right. I've got that one twice, so I might have accidentally deleted someone's cool comment. Benjamin's marriage. Here you go, MDRLOz and Xeno, for the second time on 10 o'clock. Information about the Temrastrati. In medieval lore, Temrastrati were weather-making magicians who dealt amongst the common people. Yes, even I said it wrong. Amongst the common people and possessed the power to raise or prevent storms at will. For this reason, anyone reputed as a weather maker was the subject of respect, fear, and hatred in rural areas. Maybe you can infuse this knowledge that they are real into Xeno's head using the helmet system. Well, Benjamin's marriage, I'd have to then take you and sacrifice you to then inject you into Xeno. That wouldn't be very nice. Faber, sorry, but the current storytelling of Destiny 2 is leagues ahead of Warframe. A lot of the time, but pause. A lot of the time, both in presentation and continuity. It's not perfect, but compared to the shit show that is Warframe lore and story, it's just way better. Now, I've got you on pause. I'm going to give you sectors to activate. I will stress, I was thinking about this point, and in some ways, might agree with them. And the reason why I can say is, one, we haven't, sadly, because of COVID and everything, we haven't tried out the current, because they do say the current storytelling. We haven't seen the current storytelling in Destiny. And my second point is, how long New Warquest, the current storytelling in Warframe is very poor. The current storytelling. Right, I'm going to unpause you now, and off you go. I think I've deflated him quite a bit with that.
No, I'm holding it back.
Yeah, I paused him. It's good. The current storytelling. And so, fair enough, it might be we haven't experienced the current storytelling in Destiny, right? Past storytelling, no. Current storytelling, maybe.
Do we finish Shadowkeep?
I believe we did, and Shadowkeep was awful.
I just can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. But I do remember us getting back to the person, and then we had some weapons or gear or something we had to de-black gooish or something. I'm pretty sure we were finished, or we were at the point that we had to de-black goo stuff to be able to use to go do missions or something. I'm pretty sure we finished the story. There was a pyramid, and it was like, as a pyramid, it's evil, it's under the planet, bad stuff, blah. That was it.
And then there was Forsaken. Forsaken felt...
It started well.
Sure.
There was a prison, people being freed from the prison, it's really interesting. There was the stuff with Cade freeing the prison, that was really cool. And then there's the flip when he accidentally screws up and then gets killed. That was, that was kind of alright. It set up a good premise in storytelling that enthused you to want to do that content.
That's not a story, that's like just an event. That's
but the person that, okay, maybe it was more, I knew who the person we were chasing is and who he was and killed Cade, and thus I understood that more. Maybe you didn't.
So that's part of the problem. Like, to me, the way Destiny's narrative is akin to the small 5-minute segments we've been getting with the plot for Warframe as a recent, like the current since God,
Sacrifice was the last good bit. I'd say.
Apostrophe prologue,
right?
Excluding the sacrifice, the narrative has been bad for Warframe. Like,
yes,
you know, we've got the railjack and everything, but we got no reason to be out in space doing stuff. And like,
that's why a quest for it is going to feel really good.
Yeah. So I
want to for now. I want to give Faber the point that maybe Destiny 2 storytelling is currently better, but let's see next month. Oh yeah, round 2.
Are you gonna make me play Destiny 2?
No, we're just gonna play Tempest Strike. Well, no, maybe because I really like that we were actually keeping up with Destiny 2, at least on the story, and we haven't played the new expansion.
You say that, yet we completed the last one and we can't remember what happened.
Yeah, but I know we completed it, and that's the important thing, and that's how bad it was, because we can say we completed it, and it was so uneventful. Like Forsaken, at least you can remember Forsaken, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I can't remember apart from there was a black pyramid and we killed some stuff. And it was like, why? What? There's a keep, and there was a tank, and the moon, and there's a big pyramid underneath them. I was like, what?
How much is Destiny 2?
He'll wait till it comes off sale. Yeah. Let it rich and be like, bleh! Right, last point.
Oh, it is currently on sale.
Woo!
Wait, is it on sale? I don't know. There's a bit of a sale.
Ah, okay. Well, the last point, Xeno, is from Strombus Shell. Just gonna listen to this in the background, but I'm gonna comment before I forget. You guys are hecking awesome.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you, Strombus Shell. Thank you very much. That feeds Xeno so we can continue another week of coding people's idiocies out of existence.
Wait, what the hell's this? I didn't know Steam had a recommend against this game.
It's got a thumbs down.
No, I'm on Destiny 2, and I've got friends that recommend against Destiny 2. I'm like, that's an option. You can do that.
Well,
I didn't know you could do that in Steam.
Probably added it at some point randomly.
Okay.
I'm not telling anyone. They do.
Right. So, are we done with the community responses?
Yeah, we are.
Right. And now we're going to move on to the memes.
Okay.
Lots of rambling.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'm not. So,
oh, I need to get them up.
I'm just. Right.
Hold on. So the first one's up.
Cool.
Right. What the fuck?
That transition is scarier than the fight. Grass Track 3 appears. The Lotus. Extraction. Get the fuck out.
Wait. What is that animation? What is that from?
I have no idea, but he's a cool looking wizard.
Interesting.
Yep. Right, you ready for meme number 2?
Yeah, go for the next one.
Put up a thing which is messing with. Let's just see meme 6 again. Right, meme number 2. That up?
Yep.
Thanks, people who always say if you don't like Warframe, then play other games. You opened my eyes. Melee in Metal Gear Rising. Melee in Devil May Cry. Glorious Overlord looking down on the weird person with a stick. Melee in Warframe.
I am not gonna lie. I completely agree with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I will say, right, the Melee in Metal Gear Rising, there's one thing that vexed me so much. I played it on the Xbox 360, and it turns out that there was a block and parry thing in the game, and you need it for the 6th boss.
Right.
I didn't know you could do this because the game doesn't force you to do it in the beginning of the game.
Ah.
And I struggled like fuck to kill the 6th boss because I didn't know this feature existed.
Well, maybe that's bad, a little bit bad game design. But I want to point out that obviously these games are based around single player and melee being the core aspect of it. Warframe was never built around that. Yeah. It's very hard for it to do the same things. But at the same time, yes, they are. Right, meme number 3.
Oops, I need to,
Is it just me? The simple things.
Do you remember TennoCon? Like, if there's one cosmetic you could change, and like Connor was on it, like just like that,
the
like,
Mag helmet,
the Mag Prime helmet. It's like you just can't do anything with it.
It's just look at it. It's just like, why?
It's a minor hat. Yep.
Is it? I don't even know what it is. What's the mouth mandible bits?
Well, yeah, I mean, just ignoring that part, but yeah. It's not just you.
Meme number 4. You ready?
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
I have cracked the code. Warframe bad. Not engaged. Warframe is lackluster because DE is bad. Simulates neurons. Okay. Neither Warframe nor DE are inherently bad, but the community is expecting more than they can get and are causing rush development, which leads to more disappointment. Seriously activating the neurons. Warframe game are bad. Transcendence.
Yep, totally get this.
Yep. Okay. Meme number 5. Blue Veil. He is blue. Blue Veil. This is Blue Veil. It's Blue Veil.
Okay. Yep.
And then finally, Xeno probably appreciate this one a lot.
Okay. Yep.
Rare picture of a Kavat clipping through textures. 2020 colorized.
I just love the fact that the cat is just like posed there, just so like, cat, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Right, so all of these memes, by the way, there is links in the description of the video where to find them. They are all found on the r/memeframe subreddit. Do go on there if you want some laughs during the week, because obviously I limit myself to 6, but there is memes daily on there. They are some very funny people. Very funny people. The memes are coming off. And now, community shoutouts are ready.
Let me just take the time. Cool. Right. So community shoutouts. First community shoutout, hit the button. Cool. Is barely recognizable Trinity Deluxe by Zero Control.
How is that barely recognizable? That looks awesome.
No, it's the
legs?
Proportions. The legs are
the skirts.
The arms are completely different. The waist. So the head is pretty much the only thing that's consistent. But like, look how spindly her legs are.
Yeah, and how many joints they have.
Yeah, and no, I think it's they only got one.
I know, but it almost looks like there's more to
got two. Yeah. But it's So I really like this. I thought it was really
it's
cool.
really nice. Yeah.
Second community shout out is this is a Wisp Tenno design by Cole Rudge. They've gone through various different iterations. I actually really like this hat, this alt helm and things, and they're going through like different designs. I'm hoping that they can collaborate with someone to see if they can get this in game, but I don't think they can actually do the coat sitting on top of the shoulders. I think they have to keep it to just the head region.
Well, they could. They might have to. It's not really on. It's not reaching the shoulders. Oh, the one you've linked has doesn't. Anyway, it's.
I thought.
Oh, there is one. If you click through it, there are some that go over the shoulders. Yeah, I don't think they could go to the shoulders. But there's like ones where they've reduced it just on like a face wrap, which still looks cool because you got the hat. But I just want to say like. But it's the same old Wisp. But she's got a new hat.
So true. Right. Third community shout out. This is Grim Trope Wisp by Crowsputin. I just like this one. It's got a tiny little bat.
Tiny little
finger.
Bat.
You know, I just be like,
nice.
I kind of wish that the Gauth helmet, which is the one that's featured in this one, that was the default Wisp helmet.
Yeah, really? Okay, I can get behind that, yeah. Sometimes the alt helmet is better. I mean, they basically admitted the Valkyr Bastet is the default Valkyr helmet now.
Yeah. So, but the default Wisp, it's just like, does anyone use this? I don't think anyone uses this. No to this, right? Fourth community shout out is Mesa by IC1101.
Damn, that is. Yeah. Can I click that? Can I? No, you're not gonna let me look at it bigger. Okay, I have to zoom. That is just awesome.
But hey, zoom stands closer.
It's like zoom, life zoom, zoom,
life hack,
zoom. But I'm trying to click on the window and it should pop it out, but it's not working. I don't. Now it's popped out. Okay, brilliant. Double zoom.
But yeah, lovely piece. The fifth community shout out is Neja Work in Progress by Cian.
Oh, come pop out. I want to see the whole thing. Come on. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Love the amount of detail.
I am a despicable fan of super detail, and look at that. Look at that. Now with zoom. Zoom.
You should watch some of the Gundam build videos that I've been watching recently. Like, sheer volume of detail they put on them is just insane.
Yeah. The sheer amount of detail that they can pull out of, oh look, here is a simple plastic panel. We're going to make that look special.
Yeah. And then the sixth community shout out is Ash Deluxe by Debbie Sheen.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Is that, do we have that Ash? Yes, we do, don't we? Oh, yes, that's on the hood.
We do have that Ash Deluxe.
Yes. It's another one Richard doesn't like.
Is this the second Ash Deluxe?
Yes.
What's the fourth Ash Deluxe?
It's kind of insect-like. This one's sort of like a hooded Egyptian assassin. That one's like an insect wrapped assassin.
Oh, ninja. Yeah.
Right, that's it for the community shoutouts.
Yep, that's it for the community shoutouts. And now we're going to move
links for those are in the description as well.
Yep. And now we're going to close off the episode with a quote.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
The index is a dying beast, Nako. Nako? Yeah, Nako. Oh, yeah, Nako. Yeah. The index is a dying beast, Nako. No heroes left. Not anymore. Not since old Sonny Armis paid 400,000 platinum to Derem Zan in 66. The Son of Fools has just gotten greedier. Void Almighty, when's it enough? Damn free agents. Gimme. Now you got guys on Cynthia stims wigging out and shooting themselves on the field. The corpus public is piss pot tired of it. They're changing the channel. God, I probably imagine that done in the film is probably a lot more dramatic, but I failed miserably to delivering that one.
You do it again.
The index is a dying beast, Nako. No heroes left, not anymore. Since old Sonny Armis paid 400,000 platinum to Derem Zan in 66, the Son of Fools have just gotten greedier. Void Almighty, when's it enough? Damn free agents. Gimme. Now you got guys on Cynthia stims wigging out and shooting themselves on the field. The corpus public is piss pot tired of it, and they're changing the channel.
I feel I recognize this.
91.
Does that have Arnold Schwarzenegger in it?
I have no clue. I haven't seen it.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger film I'm thinking of, I think it's called Running Man, but I think it's earlier than 91.
Nope. My understanding, I think it's more of a real world setting, this film.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen it. That's a sci-fi film, isn't it?
Kind of. It's more like...
I mean, I say I haven't seen this film. I don't know. I'm assuming the premise of it, but...
I don't know if I know this film. What is it?
The Last Boy Scout.
Oh, God. I hated that movie so much. With Bruce Willis.
I think so. I've never seen it.
Oh, God. Yeah. I think I walked away from... So my dad rented it on like VHS. And we were watching it. I just got so bored. I just got up and walked away.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah. God.
There we go.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, well, that's it for this week's episode of Tenno Clock. Loz, hit the outro button.
I'm on the wrong screen. Outro. I was like, I got to the pause screen. Is that outro going?
Yeah, outro's going.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll Oh, I forgot to say that we did the first gaming session this weekend.
Oh, what the gaming session for who?
The Patrons.
Just the
all
Patrons? Is there no other supporters methods? Just the Patreon people, is it?
Oh, well, no, there is no Ko-fi supporters right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So did the first gaming session, played Jackbox games, and got some Warframe. So if anyone's interested in joining in, it's going to be the last Saturday of each month. And there'll be like a vote to what we can play and things, and making sure everyone's got the games. And
cool.
Do feel free to join in.
So, if you would like to support Xeno and all the amazing works that he does, all the money he puts from these supporters donations come and go straight back into producing more videos. Literally every pound, dollar, cent, rupee, it's always put to good use. It's what he spends it on, because editing, producing, getting equipment, it's what it goes towards. So if you can and are able to support, go to the links in the description below. If you can even support with even $1, that makes a massive difference. It really does. As long as you're able to. Don't support anything you can't. But if you can't, just like and subscribe and share or comment on the video. It all goes distance. Much distance.
Right, well, that's it. Thanks very much, everyone, for listening. We're happy to be back.
Yeah, a bit rambly long this one, but we're back to normal speed because we wanted to fill in for last week's gap. So yeah, next week back to normal. Guest soon.
Yeah.
Doop.